stop it and let the crowd go crazy while nothing's on. These are things I brought to the DJ business.
Okay.
This is the style of DJing I brought that you may see people do or whatever try to do. This is the style of DJing I brought. Don't let nobody fool you.
Beautiful.
Kid Capri set the fucking bar in his DJ business.
Beautiful.
Period. Anybody want to contest it, see me.
My man.
That's where we at with
Why
it.
Flex doesn't want the
Yo,
smoke.
Flex!
Yo, why?
Fuck that.
Yo, Flex, there you go.
I'm getting off my humble shit.
Right?
This year, I'm not on my humble shit. I'm gonna let it be known.
Let's
this
go.
year, I'm not on my humble shit.
What?
I'm fucking up everything that get in my way. Period. That's where I'm at with it.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.
All right, we back. My expert opinion episode, and I forgot that quick. Space is 96. 96, bro.
It's a good year.
We up to 90. Yeah, 96 was a very good year.
And a bad year.
It was not yet. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good
On both sides. I just thought as soon as you say and a bad year, I was like, oh shit, yeah. Word.
Yeah, hits and misses. 96.
All right. Episode 96. Do remember, episode 100 is coming up, and we're gonna do that live. So stay tuned on details of how you can get tickets to purchase to come see the show live, when and where. If you're a new subscriber, hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother hater. Got my man Mr. Mac in the building.
Salute, cousin.
Sean Bigger, Jen Hoffa. And I got one of my guys, man, when it comes to them blends, man, them things you be hearing on the radio, you be like, yo, I never heard this on that beat, that sound crazy. One of the godfathers of the blends in the building, Ted Smooth.
Shit, you got. Let me correct you. You got two of the.
No, I'm not. Listen.
We ain't gonna start with that.
Hold on.
Yeah, let me correct
I don't even know
you.
what. Like, yo, look, I don't even want to disrespect this gentleman and try to run down the list of his accolades. When they say the world famous DJ Kid Capri, they not joking about that. He's been around the world with this shit. We were just talking, and Ted was like, congratulations.
For sure.
You played the Garden last night.
sure, for
My
sure.
man right here though, like, he got a room, you know what I'm saying? He got a room and everything. Like, yo, yeah, I'm here, man. Get my room ready, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, one of the pioneers, one of the guys that definitely have shown a lot of love to the battle rap culture, and a lot of love to me.
No doubt.
We got one of those people, look, a Hall of Famer in the building,
First
DJ
ballot.
Kid Capri.
What's up, y'all? Thank you for having me, man.
Ah, man. How was your week? How's everybody's week been going?
Good week for me. What I did? I did some shows somewhere. I was in somewhere. And I came back. I all the same shit to me. Came back, and now I'm here. I'm home. Got home and just started working. So I've been home. I'm in the house in the studio all the time. I don't really go nowhere. When I'm on the road, even before the quarantine, man, I just stay home. I get off the road. Yeah. I'm in the crib. If I go out if I need to, but usually I'm in the house, man.
Nice.
I'm in the crib.
Nice.
And just work a lot.
All right. Now, Ted.
I went somewhere, did something with somebody.
Yeah, I did something. I don't know how I was
Ate
at.
something, then came back.
Yeah,
No, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, somewhere.
It'd be like that for me when I drink heavy. I really can't recall.
I don't know.
It didn't even sound like alcohol was involved. You
all
just
be the
went
same
somewhere and
shit,
did
man.
something with somebody.
Ted, you played at the Garden last night.
Yeah, man,
Salute.
that was pretty cool.
Salute.
But before that, I had a pretty pretty good week, you know. You know, daughter, soccer game, she scored a goal.
Yes,
You
you're
feel
a
me? So we
professional dad.
Yeah, professional dad.
That's
you know.
in your Wikipedia, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know that.
You know, shout out to Ty. Everybody know my daughter. Seen her grow through the gram. I planned Thanksgiving. You dig what I'm saying? Little Thanksgiving dinner with my baby Nezzy. We did a turkey drive on Saturday. Gave out like 2,000 turkeys. We always do the give back. Shout out to Mo. Then we did another turkey drive to this morning. Over there in the Bronx, Rose at the Park. She got the new spot over there by that new hotel. But that was after last night when I was on my live Monday Night Blends. You know, we do it every Monday, me and Jay Boogie. And in the middle of my set, I get the call from Rich Player. You know, and I picked up right on live. Yo, what's good? What we doing? Everybody trying to figure out who I'm talking to. And he like, yo, where you at? And I'm like, well, I'm in the studio. He like, Joe just got called to come and do the Chappelle. Just send me the address. You ain't gotta tell me nothing else. I don't care where I gotta go. Send the address. So we figured it out, man. We went down there, man, and we definitely put it on the garden, man. It was pretty dope, man. Joe snatched up El DeBarge from the side of the stage. He was just hanging out.
El DeBarge was dead.
Yeah, El DeBarge. He had the full length, you know.
Yo, Space, don't even
89 with the gear.
Don't even, yo, man, what's up with you, man? What's up with you, man? You just be going places, don't say shit, bro. Like, what's up with you, bro?
I told you last week.
No, you did not, bro. So you would have said Dave Chappelle, I would have been there, bro.
I told you Monday I can't.
Shout out to Dave, man. Dave, yo, I love Dave.
Shout out to
Wonderful
Dave,
person.
I was in Houston too. That's where I was at.
Yeah,
I was going back to Houston New Year's Eve. That's why I couldn't think of it. So it's Houston.
Yeah, so
I'll say it.
So the barge is like just side of the stage, and Joe walked like, "What's up?" You know, Joe love him. He like, "What you doing? You performing?" He like, "Nah, I'm just chilling." He like, "Come on," and he improv. He sends Cypher Sound to me, "Yo, get the DeBarge, I like it on," and I'm like, "Well, I ain't got my computer. Like, my computer's here, but I'm on the USB." And we get the song, and El DeBarge caught a body last night at the Garden. There's a few videos up, you know what I'm saying? Yo, El DeBarge caught a body. You feel me?
Vet.
So, you know, we came on there, man, shout to everybody, man, involved. And it was pretty dope, man. You know, Dave don't know me from a hole in the wall, but he said my name on stage. I was like, thank you, brother. We can refer to that, you feel me? So, my first time really doing the Garden, the Garden. We did the verses, obviously, at the Hulu. That's like the mini Garden. It's like, but you know.
That's a scary theater.
Yeah, when you get the 20 grand and you telling them hand up and that's a beautiful thing. So it kind of, when I woke up today, it was like, wow, like,
I did that.
I'm usually like, all right, we did that, let's move on. But nah, I gotta talk about that.
You gotta soak in those moments.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, you know.
And I was
Out of
saying,
the blue like that, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
I was saying, shout out to
deliver.
Dave, man, because years ago, he sent a car to meet me, picked me up, took me to one of his shows, and I was backstage watching him perform, and he just sits there smoking a cigarette and just speaks his mind.
And he been like that. You know, you come from Def Comedy Jam. He been on the road with me for about 3 years. Wow. So being on a tour bus with him, you get a chance to see all these dudes, Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, all these dudes. They were just crazy. Bernie was funny all day. That was just his role all day long.
Rest in peace.
Some of the dudes, rest in peace, Bernie. But some of the dudes that you see that's funny, they not funny all day. They'll be serious as hell. You know what I'm saying? And Dave was just clever all the time, man. Always had something slick to say, always was cool, always smart, brilliant. You know, and he always displays that every time, man. You know, it's sad that, you know, people trying to go against what he's trying to do right now, you know?
Right. It is sad, but it's not working.
It's not working. It's not
working.
Cancel.
You can't cancel Dave Chappelle. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Well,
Yo,
people
Dave,
always look
salute.
for a reason. It's just sad that people always look for a reason to bring you down once they build you up. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the problem comes in, and you know, and he's strong, so that's why he's gonna be around. He's gonna go through that, and it's gonna come out of it. It's nothing to come out of it.
I want to take this time to send a message back to Dave, because when I was going through it after the Sirius Jones situation, he had texted me and he was like, "Rumble, young man, rumble." So I see what he's going through now. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Right.
Salute.
Have you been through that? You
What?
talked about it just now as far as Dave. People build you up to tear you down. there was definitely a time when you were you on everybody's radar as far as the guy to get when it came to being a DJ. If I was a DJ, you would be in my sights as competition.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just was saying that before the cameras was on that, you know, I had an incredible album out, Soundtrack to the Streets, and I watched DJs not play it because they didn't want to see me get any further than what I already was. You got promoters calling me the world's greatest DJ, calling me world famous, whatever. My problem was, you didn't have a problem when they were calling Dougie Fresh the world's greatest entertainer. You didn't have a problem when Khaled called himself We the Best. You didn't have a problem with Flex called himself I'm the best of this and I'm the best of that. That's what you're supposed to do. You gotta feel you the best.
Right.
You gotta feel you great. And nobody's gonna promote you like you're gonna promote you. So if you take that as a cocky thing, that's your problem. But nobody's gonna tell your story the way you're gonna tell your story. Nobody gonna say it the way you're gonna, like nobody gonna clean your house the way you gonna clean your house. You gonna get the best cleaning service in the world. Nobody's gonna clean them corners the way you gonna clean them in your house. Same thing. Nobody gonna tell your story the way you are. So if it comes off, if people wanna take it as, you know, however you wanna take it how you wanna take it.
Right.
You know?
Arrogance. So you would, arrogant. Sounds like people were labeling you as arrogant for saying you would have.
I never heard nobody say, yo, kid, you arrogant, but I've heard somebody say, yo, you know, you cocky, or, you know, they might think you cocky because of what you might say.
Yeah, but cocky is what
I'm gonna be that on the stage when it comes to my business, but I'm the most coolest humble is doing in the world. Everybody know that.
But not when it comes time
to my business.
Not when it comes time to do what you're supposed to
exactly.
do.
And I'm gonna back my words up on top of that. If I say anything cocky, trust what I say. When I get on that stage, that's what it's gonna be. It's not gonna be nothing less than that. So you got to deal with that part now.
Right.
So you can take it how you gotta take it. You can say what you gotta say and whisper with all this shit. You ain't gonna say it to me. And if you say it to me, then we gotta do it how we gotta do it, and that's it.
Cocky is what you call it when my confidence runs into your insecurity.
That's what I'm saying.
You only think I'm cocky.
I like
and
that.
that's it. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
I like that.
That's a dad line. I just left that out because I didn't want to hear the bullshit.
See what I'm saying?
But that's the
That's
shit though right
yeah.
there. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about what you're doing. If anything, if you need my help, come and get my help. Don't go against what I'm doing. I'm gonna do what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm not here to stop you from doing what you're doing. If anything, I'm here to help you get your shit off. But don't stop me from doing what I'm doing. If I take a stance so I'm the greatest, then let me do what I do.
Or prove me wrong.
Or prove me wrong.
Come get it.
If you got a problem with it, then, you know, prove it wrong. But I prove it every time.
Right.
I don't never fail, thank God. And I give that glory to God. But when I come in, I deliver every time, no matter where we at around the world. So if you take that as cocky, go ahead. I ain't got no problem with it. Take it as cocky. Do it twice.
There's a fine line. There's a fine line between, you know, because we all want to be humble, right? We all try to be as humble as we could, but then sometimes, you know, you miss an opportunity for being humble. You know, sometimes you gotta walk in the room, like you really gotta. And I learned this about 5-6 years ago. It took me a long time to be like, man, fuck all this shit. Like when I'm walking in rooms, I'm gonna take whatever. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm the dude. I'm coming here and do what I do. You just gotta walk. It's a fine line, though. You gotta fine line for you to walk in the room and make your presence felt, and then you dip out.
Some people are trying to keep you here.
100%. Are you
Like
kidding me?
I did a podcast last night, and it's a battle rap podcast. I've known the guy that owns the channel for a long time, so he's asking me questions, and you know he makes his little slick jokes here and there. He was like, yo, what's your name again? What's your name again? I know
you know.
I was like, Mr. More subscribers than you. Ooh. And he was like, oh, where are we going in? I'm like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta talk your shit. Like,
You just talk your shit.
You're not gonna keep me
it don't
here,
come
bro.
from a bad place. There ain't no malice in it. And myself personally, I walk around humble. I don't think I'm better than nobody. I mean, you can hear my record Slap, Key High speaking that, you know what I'm saying? But what I do know is that what I've done in this business, you can never contest, you can never minimize, you can never put a margin on it. I made people be able to take care of their families.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Created opportunities for people around the world, not in just a region, not in just a city, around the world. So, you know, when you have those type of things, you know what you've done. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, nobody's gonna tell your story the way you're gonna tell it. When people will take from you, and then they'll go on and act like it started with them.
Right.
They'll act like they the ones that did it. And then when you tell the story, now you're the wrong one.
What stories are you talking about?
Anything. Like,
Nah, it's
Let's
not
start
anything,
here. Let's start here.
kid.
There's DJs that was on the radio that was never talking on a microphone until they hear Kid Capri do it.
Right.
I ain't gonna shout their names, but there are DJs out there that I made it came to their city. He just remembered.
It's funny because he gave me an alley-oop, but it comes back to Kid Capri, but I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna let him finish.
But like, there's like perfect example, like around the country. Let's say a promoter comes to get me from I don't know, Cleveland, Ohio, wherever, right? Mm-hmm. In every city, there's a top dude that's the DJ out there. But he's saying to the promoter, why you gotta get Kid Capri? I'm a top dude out here. And the promoter says, watch. Sit your ass there and watch. This is what it really look like. You think you doing something? This is how it really go. And then he sits there and he watch. Now you got the lesson of life, the 101. Now I come back to that city, and you know who he is? Little Kid Capri. He's doing me. And this happened around the world.
What do you expect?
No. Let me not make that a negative.
Bro?
This is not a negative thing. This is a beautiful thing.
Right.
It's an inspirational thing. It's a beautiful thing to know that people attached to what I did and was able to make a life for themselves. I had dudes that say, walk up to me, yo kid, because of you, I ain't killing nobody. I ain't going to nobody's window. I ain't robbing nobody. I followed your shit. Now I'm taking care of my family. That's more than money to me. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
The problem comes when I'm coming to my show and whoever the opening DJ might be, he's doing me at my show. He's saying, he's talking like me. He's saying the same exact thing. He's playing the way he look at one of my videos on YouTube. He's playing the same exact way like me. Like, that's where the problem comes. The influence is the influence. The influence is the influence.
Good try, man.
I gotta ask.
Man, take
The
it.
influence is the influence. They have charged me with the task of finding out who the theys are.
Listen.
I have to find out who the theys are.
Hey, open your eyes, man. But the influence,
We get away with that.
the influence is the influence. And I'm with that. I love that because
Right.
I was inspired by people that came before me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I took a little bit, a little bit this, and a little bit.
But you're also from that era of no biting.
You get punched in your shit biting on somebody's shit, stealing somebody's name, style, whatever. I come from a different thing. I don't come from an internet era where you could just take anybody's shit, sound like everybody, be like that. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I come from a different thing.
No, but it definitely is a bad thing.
It's definitely a bad thing.
It's a god awful thing. Terrible thing. All right, kid, hold on.
All right.
You may have to, and this is something people from your specific era.
I'm Mr. Every Ever. I like to call myself, but I understand what you're saying.
When we start talking on the cornerstones, though, the conversation is different.
Totally got
I got
it.
to talk to an originator and somebody
Absolutely,
who started
got
some
you.
shit, the conversation.
Got you.
Definitely.
Right? And I've had this conversation with a few people from your guild specifically.
Dope.
And we've gotten into it about biting. I'm not a component. I don't even like ghostwriting. Like I'm not here for biting.
Wait, hold on. Because we got the demographics show that there are 22-year-olds that watch this show. So they might not know what a biter is.
Wow.
What is your definition?
And then we'll loop back
biting?
around because
Yeah.
I'd like to hear this.
Okay. Let me put it in this way. And I don't want to sound like I'm in an ever type of thing. I'm just making an example. At one time, if you heard a Jay-Z record, if you heard a Snoop record, if you heard a Nas record, you heard anybody from that era, everybody had an identity.
Right.
You knew when you heard them, that was that person, that was that person.
Right.
If you seen them, you knew that was that person, that was that person. Nowadays, and to me, a kid could have a banging hit record on the radio, number one, and he could walk down the street and you won't even know who he is. Because he has the same identity as a lot of the other kids.
He's
Their
following
music
the trend.
sound alike. They look alike. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Perfect example. When the 90s was banging and Outkast came out and started making a different type of music, dressing a different type of way, Dre dressed the way he did, Big Boy dressed the way he did. But when Dre did what he did, what he doing wearing dresses? What he doing wearing that? What he doing? He said, you know what? While y'all over here, we gonna be over here. We gonna be different.
Right.
And what happened? He sold a diamond album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to dare to be different. So when you dare to be different, that's where the colors come in at. And that's where the problem is. The change happened when the narrative went out that albums don't sell no more because everybody has a computer. Everybody can't stop nobody from putting music out. So now you got 60,000 records coming out on Spotify a day. Records coming out. Now somebody trips over a little hit and the hit comes out and they banging, now they rushing to make a soulless album. Like I always say, and they put this album on the DSPs and they take 2 records off the album because everything sounded alike. That album's gone. Next album coming, it goes and come and going, and, you know, nothing's timeless and stay around. So these are the things those things, putting that in your mind is the difference between you being here today and you being here tomorrow, being timeless, being able to have that record go. Because see, we in the music business, and we don't have publishing. I mean, we don't have pensions.
Right.
So publishing is our pension.
Pension, right.
You see what I'm saying? So as long as them records sell, as long as you know, your family is taken care of.
Right.
But you gotta make the records that's gonna do that. Not just for the time. The time is cool, you could blow up just for the time, but I want shit that's gonna keep going and keep going and keep going. So
Well, I'd say, you know, the artists you name, and Mecca has made this point a bunch of times, it is 1 in a million to find those guys.
That's
nowadays.
Right.
So you're gonna have a lot of guys that sound like this person, sound like this record sounds similar to that. Cause it's just, you know, the originals are like far and few.
In between, once in a blue moon type shit, yeah.
So what do you do when people are blowing up? Like as a teen in the hood, I'm fucked up. But you know, I could make a record that sound just like Future.
yeah. But then you gotta say to yourself, how far is that gonna go? But if you do something like a Bruno Mars where he don't care about what you think, he's making music that sound like the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, he
and
is.
he's blowing up. Why? Because he ain't trying to follow your trend. He's the wave.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You become the trend. You become the one they follow. You don't put yourself where everybody's at because now you blending where everybody's at. What's gonna make you stand out? Nothing.
Right.
You're where everybody's at. But when you set the trend, now you become it.
Now you have your own fan base.
There you go. Bruno Mars, every time he comes out, he's doing the old shit. He ain't caring about no new shit going on. And if he do new shit, it's going in the old way. And you know what I'm saying? He mixing it together. And that's what you gotta do, be innovative. You're not great because you here for a long time or you banging right now. You don't become a legend like that. You become a legend when you contribute to culture.
Right.
When you're able to change people's lives and make people, and put a different idea and color in people's minds and make people think different.
Stretch the imagination.
Stretch the imagination instead of doing the same shit that everybody's doing. What's special in that?
Right, but when you stretch that imagination and you see other people, you know, they fit the measurement and be like, okay, now I'm here and I'm doing what you did. Do you take it as a compliment?
Of course.
Or is it disrespect?
Of course. I took this, everything I've done that people follow, I took as a compliment. It becomes disrespectful when you act like where you forget where you get it from.
And that's where I was going at in the very beginning. When I speak to people who are cornerstones of this shit, I have to remind you guys that at the level we're at now, with a 22-year-old that's watching the show right now, one thing I don't know if you guys get is that you've influenced the game so deeply that by the time it comes back around to you, people don't know where they got it from.
Of course.
Right.
We're now dealing with, if you're generation 2, let's say
microwave era.
Right, if you're generation 2 and we're now on generation 5 or 6, and the number 6 guy thinks he got it from the number 4 guy, and that's as far back as his research went. He studied the number 4. He has no idea who the number 2 or the number 1 guy is.
But that's why you have to tell your own story. Because if you don't, they're not going to tell it for you. Look, the Bible is the Bible.
Let me take a sip.
Check it out. The Bible is the good book.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You know how many versions of the Bible was made since the Bible was created?
Man,
how many
remixes.
things was taken in, put out?
Taken out, yeah.
How can you really believe what today's Bible may say? It's great at what it says, what it means, the intention, but how do you know everything is the truth?
Right.
right?
Right,
You have to take things in your own perspective. You have to be God of yourself. You have to understand and go and do research on your own and do whatever you can do
Find
to
the
learn.
original.
That's it.
Because that one little word could change the whole sentence.
That's how I learned. That's how I learned to rhyme the way I rhyme now. Because battle rap and the comedy, all the comedians I've been around, one word, I learned this from battle rap real big. One word could change the whole meaning and the whole sentence of what you're trying to say. You have to be articulate in what you say. And with cameras, it don't go away. You rewind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna see that shit. You know what I'm saying? So in that, you have to be very careful about what you say out there and how you say it and the words that you choose.
So staying on the topic of biting, you did a record, it's like that. Jay-Z. My opinion, one of his top 5. Just for the
Thank you,
the
my dog.
bars.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
bars, the beat, the flow, everything was just
All
fucking
through
up. Dope. Right? Now, people have questioned Jay-Z on using Biggie's lyrics. Do you consider that biting?
Because the changing of the guard happened when the 90s happened. Some people would take phrases. See, it started like this. You would take a line that somebody else said, then it went into, you would take a whole 4 bars. Then it went into, you would take a whole record.
A hook.
The hook, and then a whole song.
Right.
And redo it. See what I'm saying? So things are gonna change. You can't stop the change. You know, regardless if you want it to stop or not, things are gonna change. So when things change, you either move it or you don't. So in that change, people started being influenced to say these things that this person might have said before. I could use that and I could get my point across if I use that. I'm not really saying it's biting, it's kind of like giving a salute to the person that said it.
Right. Homage.
So now that's where it becomes different. It ain't biting no more, so I'm giving you homage now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So you feel like Jay was paying homage?
Absolutely.
If you're in the inside track, okay, Jay writes rhymes for the initiated, is what I like to call people who are in the know.
Right.
If you're not in the know, you've never heard that verse before. But if you're a Biggie fan, you know exactly what that verse is, and you're probably going crazy because Jay just said it, shouting his man out. I know you shouted me out. You know you shouted me out, but a nigga who don't know.
Right.
But hip hop was never made for people who don't know. It's always been for the initiated.
But people would argue that he did it too many times.
That was his man, though. You know what I mean? That was his man. And you paying his kids, like the publishing is going to his kids. That was his man.
That was a different.
That's
That was
your
a different
man.
thing.
Jay
You know,
Biggie,
Biggie didn't get a chance to
they're
really
cool.
blossom
Yeah,
the
like,
way he won. He only had 2 albums.
Redman-
And the second album, he didn't even get a chance to live out.
So let
if
me-
Redman was doing a bunch of Method Man lines, everybody would understand. Like, that's his man. That's
Yeah.
like his homeboy.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me touch on the influence thing to what I laughed about what Kid Capri said earlier. So Kid Capri is probably 5-6 years older than me, right? And that's not really much, but when I'm 15 and he's 21, it's a big deal, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's on record. My favorite DJs of all time is, rest in peace, DJ Star Child, the Chief Rocker, Brucey B, and Kid Capri.
Right.
You know, this is who we heard on the tapes. And
That sounds
before
like
I
Biggie,
even...
Jay-Z, and Nas.
Before I didn't know how none of these dudes even looked. I was too young, you feel me? But when I heard these mixtapes, I've always heard them having a good time while they was DJing. Like you listen to a Star Child mixtape, you feel like you in the party. He's describing the party. He's talking about the mirrors, he's talking about this. So I'm like, yo, like that's who I feel I am. I wanna talk to the girls, I wanna shout this dude out. And it was very challenging because obviously as a Spanish or as a Latino, right? And I'm Dominican, by the way, which no one will ever guess. No one will ever guess that. Right. You can read it. I know that. Right. So growing up in Wagner Projects, right?
Shout out to Wagner.
And 119th Street, right, which is like whatever a block from where we at.
Right.
I had to figure it out, right? Because I was already. I go on a basketball court and I'm like doing my 1-2 and it's like, look at the yeah. the identity thing was very, very hard in the hood.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, if I want to do this DJ thing, like I gotta figure it out. Like I gotta take this energy from these guys, but I always knew I just can't say the same thing. Everybody got their taglines, everybody got their thing. Like my thing, 90s Latin Quarter thing was, oh my God, like that's, you create your own tagline.
Yeah.
So the reason I laughed when he said that was because in them days, in the early 90s, a Spanish dude talking on a mic, it was like taboo.
Right.
Oh, you trying to be like the black guy? And I'm looking around like, wait a minute, these are my friends. Like I play ball. Like, what do you mean? Like I didn't understand why I couldn't talk on the mic.
Right.
But everyone was so scared to do it. Like literally, like if someone say, you
the truth.
It's the truth. A Spanish wouldn't dare, and I ain't gonna name no names. Whoever know. But trust me when I tell you.
Here these guys
Listen to me.
Not naming
Trust me
names.
when I tell you, math. There are still dudes to this day that DJ that play my music that whatever that still think I'm black because of the way my voice sounds and because of the flavor.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So when I start cracking that mic, pause.
Pause.
At these clubs and stuff, it'd be like. It would look weird to people, like, yo, you ain't supposed to be. And I'm like, nah. So I kicked the door down. There was not one Spanish DJ that would dare to touch the microphone, to talk on the mic. They won't dare. And I'm looking around like, y'all crazy, watch me do it. And I'm there and I'm doing, and you DJing. It's the style, but you gotta make it your own. You gotta just figure out, that's hip hop.
Right.
That's hip hop. And forget about it. After that, the floodgates opened. You know what I'm saying? So you can look now and be like, oh shit, that might work when it comes to like the Latinos, like a Spanish DJ.
Yeah.
You know, so when he kicked that door down on his side of the ethnic,
Right, it helped you kick that door
Yeah,
down.
I'm like, wait a minute, but nah, fuck that, I'm gonna do that shit too. And it opened up so many doors for everybody else, and I love that. I will never turn around and say, yo, you biting, because I was influenced. So of course I'm gonna influence others, and that's the game. That's that fine line that we talking about. Listen, I'll tell you right now. Every DJ in the world uses this transition. It's one blood, the Junior Reid reggae record, because I'm borderline Jamaican, but that's another topic.
Right.
So this was actually on tape that I recorded in Night of Latin Quarters, where I wanted to use the One Blood intro to transition from a hip hop record to a reggae record.
Right.
So I hit the One Blood, I took the record off. When I went to grab the other record, I dropped the record. So now the record is going, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? So at that time, I had it on a CD player, because as two turntables, then you gotta use something extra. So when it said blood, I just looped it, bang, bang. If this wasn't on tape, people just won't believe, but it's actually on tape. And it started going blood. So I go get the record. When I come up with the record, there's 2,000 people in Latin Quarters going blah, 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 blah. It was a mistake. I've told the story a bunch of times. It was a mistake. I had to extend it so I could get the record and continue. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this again at 2 o'clock. I'm like, I'm gonna do this at 2. And sure enough, 2 o'clock, I did it again. Blah, 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 blah. And forget about that down. We talking about just the CD days, right? This is like CDs. I'm still playing vinyls. So it was kind of hard to like duplicate it, but they figured it out. And to this day, I mean, Flex on the radio, all over the world, they'll use that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody, I'm telling the story now.
So do you feel like Flex bit that?
No, of course not. This is what I put into the culture.
Right.
Like what Kid Capri say, it's like, you gotta look back and see your legacy, right? If you don't see a legacy, you really ain't put nothing in the game. You understand what I'm saying? You really gotta do that. Like, this is about setting your legacy.
Now this is what I'm understanding. That the legacy, part of the legacy, and part of the reason why that we're here, there used to be an MC that did that. There was a DJ.
You going back.
And then there was an MC.
Well, you got to take it back.
You going
because
back.
really, it started with the DJ was the main man.
Right.
That's why you had Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. You had Charlie Chase and the Cold Crush.
Right.
Grand Wizard Theodore and the Fantastic. The DJ was always the front dude, and the MC would say, my DJ's the shit.
Right.
And he will keep talking about the DJ,
Check
and
the
the
rhymes.
DJ would be the one that everybody come to see, and the MC was the secondary dude. It was like,
But he was the one on the mic.
he was one on the mic, but the DJ was the technical dude that's playing the beats. You gotta remember, at that time, hip hop was brand new. And those records that they were playing were old records, but they were new to new ears. So it was an exciting thing.
Right.
So you wanted to see the technical part of it. You wanted to hear the beat. So the MC was just as important, but he wasn't as important as the DJ was. It was him.
Right.
Where the MC came out in the front is when records came out. DJ couldn't make records, hit records DJing. He could just be on there scratching and do what he do, but the MC was the song guy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So he became the front dude until after a certain amount of time, the DJ was out of the records. Now you didn't need the DJ on the record no more. And it's just the MC. So me knowing that, and when I decided to pop out, I knew that being the DJ, people looked at DJs every day was a dime a dozen, just people that played records. I didn't want to be looked at like that. I wanted to be looked at as an artist. You go and get R. Kelly, big time platinum artist or whoever, you get Kid Capri, they're gonna talk about Kid Capri too. The same way they talked about R. Kelly. I might do a 15-minute set, but I'm gonna leave a scar in that building so deep that they're gonna talk about it. And that was my focus. I didn't want to be looked at as like, well, he's a DJ.
Right, but when did the DJ become the MC?
Well, that was back in the days too. I mean, it was like Casanova, Grandmaster Cass. He was a DJ first. He was
Right.
DJ Casanova Fly. And then he became an MC. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, but not every DJ is an MC, not every producer's a writer, not every writer's a singer. So, there's
Right.
people that have skills. Myself, I'm a triple threat. I can produce, I can rhyme, I can DJ, I can do a bunch of things, but not everybody may be able to do that. So you gotta find your niche. You know what I'm saying? But
But that was part of your niche when you started DJing, that you said, I'm gonna be on the mic too. I'm gonna talk my shit.
yeah,
I'm an MC for my own
no. What happened
set.
was the DJing thing is what I did as a little kid. When I first started DJing as a kid, we had little groups, and I used to MC with the little groups and stuff like that. But the DJing thing was always, I used to come home from school, didn't even do homework. I was on the turntables. You know what I'm saying? So that was always the main thing. And then when I got hot with the mixtapes, Biz, God bless him, he said, yo, kid, I'm gonna give you an album, I'm gonna get you an album deal. I was like, Biz, shut up, I want no damn album. I wasn't even thinking about no album. I didn't even think about that. I used to say little rhymes and shit on my mixtapes. That's part of the reason why the mixtapes got hot. Everything was a combination of things.
Right.
So one day I'm on 54th Street sitting with records, coming out of the joint. Biz pulled up, yo, got your record deal. Shut up. Took me to Burt Bedell. Had all this money in there. I'm like, oh shit, it's really going down. So did my first album, and I'm saying rhymes that was on my mixtapes. I'm writing rhymes in the studio, I'm doing the beats, I did everything right there. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really want to make no album.
Right.
But that was my first time getting the chance to go on tour as an MC and being on there, not a DJ. I was just straight MCing. So that's how I learned how to be tight, how to say things a certain way and perform and, do interviews and know how to talk and, because you can make a record, but if you don't know how to sell the record, you know what I'm saying? It don't make, it's a combination of things. So that's how I learned all that. And but it never was my bread and butter up until now. I only had 2 albums, and that's The Tape, which I rhymed on it, the whole thing. And my second album was my production album, which was the soundtrack to the streets. And after I did that album, I didn't want to do no more albums because I didn't want to deal with the clearances and all the shit that I had to deal with it. So, and it never been my bread and butter making records. I did it as a second thing to do or something to do.
Right.
But what I did was what took care of me and a lot of other people. So that was my focus. But now, I got a chance to get, sit down. I was on the road from 88 to the quarantine. If I took off a month or 2 months within that whole time, that was a lot. For me being on the road all that time, I never had a chance to sit down and focus on nothing, even losing weight. I lost 40 pounds being able to sit down and focus.
Right.
So with that, I did 4 albums. I did 2 movies, 2 cartoons. We started our clothing line, Sucker Free. We started a real estate company. So I had a chance to focus on shit. So this is where I'm at. I'm not even really taking all the dates I was taking before. I take 3 or 4 dates a week. I ain't been doing that. I've been taking 1 date, shit like that.
Focus on everything else.
Focus on everything else. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we got to boss up to the point where I ain't working for nobody. I don't want to work for nobody. I want to do everything and own everything and create opportunities for everybody else. So that's where I'm with it.
Entrepreneurship of being involved in making music or, DJing. Is it difficult? Because I know a lot of you guys are full time. Like, this is it.
It's a hustle.
But when DJs start off, what was it like starting off? Like, you guys had like jobs on the side. Like, what was you doing?
Well, my hustle came from being in Harlem. You know, I was in the S&S club with Star Child, around a bunch of different, killers and drug dealers and all kind of,
Yeah.
But they loved me and Star because I wasn't into what people did. I came in to do my thing with the music and that was it. And, so you couldn't breathe wrong at me and Star. You couldn't look at us, niggas dead you. Like, we was like it to these people that were, so, like Cole used to come in, hey, everybody used to come in and it'd be what it was. So, at that time, I forgot what your question was. It kind of lost me.
What were you doing around that time? Like, when you started DJing?
What's your job? Did you have a job?
A job? Like, what were you doing?
That's what you asked. Okay,
what
so
were you
yeah,
doing
no,
before?
yeah. You know what? I was going to say that. So what happened was I was working at this place. It was a place called Kingsbridge Community Heights up the street. It'd be an old 50th precinct, and they turned it into a place for kids where they I would throw a party for them every Friday from 9:30 to 12:30. Upstairs, they would have, different things that they could do. And at night, at 7 o'clock, they would have women that was raped and we'd have meetings in there. And no men was allowed in these meetings, but they would allow me in these meetings and I would give them these, I don't know, I was thinking about giving these suggestions. I don't think a woman that was raped want to hear any suggestions from a man, but for some reason, from the kid, they listen to me and shit. So
they just slapped counselor on your back.
Yeah, pretty much. I did that shit for like 3-4 months and I was out.
Go in there.
Yeah, I couldn't really do it, but at
Hope
night.
nobody's armed.
Right, but I'm dealing with the kids, and at night I'm going to the S&S club. So the S&S, it was like day and night. It was like you dealing with kids, now you going where the killers is at. So it was like that, right? And I knew that this was a dangerous place. This wasn't like, it was no game. Like, there's some real shit here. So, you got to move.
But it was a party.
It was S&S club. It was the club. It was the shit right next to Willie's. And then once we got raided in S&S, we would go up the block to the Zodiac, which was owned by the same person.
Mm-hmm.
But
what made it so dangerous?
Because of who was in there. When I'm telling you killers, a lot of them are dead now.
Right.
Right? Like from Alpo down.
Right.
The realest motherfuckers. Like
run down the list if you can.
Start with the ones who aren't here, so we don't have no problem.
Yeah, it's so many. Like it's so many like that was
Man,
there
wants
that
names.
that you knew. You knew how they play. Like it wasn't no.
It was like just a club full of killers.
That, cokeheads, cokehead chicks, but everybody got bread. Everybody's getting it. You know what I'm saying? And it was if you was in there, you wasn't just somebody could just walk up in there. You had to be somebody to get up in there. So when I got up in there, the first time I've been in the S,
how old were you?
I'm just sitting there. I was about, about 23 maybe, I don't know. So I'm sitting there and this drug dealer bets this, at the time they had the OJs or the Touch of Class cars. He bets this Touch of Class dude that I would beat Star Child. I'm like, yo, man, drug dealers out there, man, fuck that, man. Man, I ain't doing that shit. Come on, kid, hit it, 150. Star Child says something crazy in the booth. I go up in the booth, do what I do, crowds goes crazy. Star turns to me, yo, kid, we need to get together. And that's how me and him started. So while niggas was selling $20 cracks, we selling $20 mixtapes. We said $10, sell it right there, everybody buy it, $10, $10. Then I did that for a year and a half with him. Red Alert puts me in Studio 54 because BDP was supposed to be, he went on tour with BDP. So he puts me in 54, but before he did that, 54 said, yo, who's Kid Capri? We don't know no Kid Capri. And he had people like Larry Levan and Louis Vega and shit like that, prestigious dudes up in there. So he was like, yo, put him in. So once they put me in, now I got Pandemonium. Decepticons, Brooklyn coming up in there, smashing shit down.
Thanks.
The leader of the
Hammers
Decepticons
everywhere.
had mad love for me, kid.
Hammers everywhere.
Told him,
Hammers
yo,
everywhere.
kid, this is my spot. Don't fuck this shit up for me.
Right.
You okay, you got it. And they never did nothing else. But at one time, it was crazy. It got so crazy that I said, you know, I can't do this anymore. It was just too much pandemonium going on. So I left that. I'm sitting, I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do? Doing little parties here and there, Virginia, North Carolina. One day I just said, you know what? I'm gonna sell some $20 mixtapes. I'm selling shit like crack. So I'm with the Trader Horn. I bought 100 tapes. Went home, copied all that shit, tapes I had. I made a brand new one. Went outside in front of Rucker. And sat there. Motherfuckers would come and had a little case, said Kid Capri, $20 tapes. Niggas would walk up, yo, what, $20? Let me give you $20. Who are you? Put my shit in your car, listen to the beginning of it. You gonna come back and buy everything I got. They'll take the shit, go, come back. I'm selling in an hour. I had $2,000 every time I came out. 100 tapes was going in an hour every time I came out, between 155th in front of Rucker or 145th in front of Willie Burgers. I'll sit there 1 hour, that was done. Come back out, leave, come back with another 100, done, another hour. $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a day.
Mixtapes.
And then taking one of the masters, going to all the stores and selling it to them for a big price. So I was go to this store, go to that store like that, and that was my distributor. So now motherfuckers come from out of town buying them and they'll double them wherever they at. So now I'm getting known in that city. I'm not seeing none of the bread, but I'm getting known in that city. So where now they got me coming to do the shows there.
Right.
Then I get on television. That was it.
It was over.
The album, my first radio deal, then television. When that happened, all in the same year, it was no stops, no cops from there.
So television was Def Comedy.
Def Comedy Jam. That was the shit that took me over the bang. That's when I'm in your living room. And keep in mind, they didn't look at DJs as pretty much anything. They looked at them as, you know, there was the great, let me not minimize it. Of course, the great DJs of hip hop, you know, Jam Master Jay and Jazzy Jeff and all the greats.
Right.
They set their mark. But as a whole, they looked at the DJ as a whole as, you know, it's just a DJ.
The guy in the background.
The guy in the background.
Anybody could do it.
Anybody could do it. That's how they look. And that's not
problem.
the case at all, but that's what people think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anybody
so
can do it.
Me coming in your city after you see my TV show, now I gotta do a set. I gotta get this shit crazy before the comedians come out. Now, because we were so hot on television, it sold out as soon as we put it out there. So we come in.
Hold on, before you even go there, how did you get on Def Comedy Jam?
Because I did a show, LL did a show at the Garden, and I was doing the after party at this place called Demorawas.
Demorawas, yeah.
Remember Demorawas?
28.
Terrible
Oh,
club.
God.
But they
Yeah,
stayed
28.
packed for some reason, right? But I was doing Demorawas, and
I might have been
Russ
doing the
walked
reggae
up, yo,
room
what you think about? You know, and I think Bob Sumner had mentioned it to Russell, but Russell walked up, what you think about being on the comedy show? I'm like, yo, comedy show? What you doing the comedy show? Like, DJ the comedy? I didn't think of it like that, but I'm saying, yo, this is Russ asking, it's HBO, shut up and just go do it. We ended up doing that shit. I didn't really even understand what I was getting into. I'm just thinking we doing a show. That shit went so big, man. Yo, the first season, when we went on tour, the first show, the very first concert we did, I'm backstage set up, curtains down, and you can hear the crowd just, I'm standing there. I've never been stage fright in my life. I've been on the Apollo stages, been on all kind of shit, I'm standing there like, what the fuck going on? So now they lift the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, when I tell you it was like, I felt like Michael out there, Ted. Yo, they were going so crazy.
The wind was hitting your chest.
I'm standing there looking at that
different.
shit. I'm standing there looking at this shit, and right when they start to calm down a little bit, I went to go put my hand up to the mic, and that shit went crazy even more. Like, my hand didn't even reach the mic yet. That shit. Did you have a glove? I said, yo! That was it. When I tell you, and that was the moment, that show was the moment, because what I had to do, I had a 15-minute set, so I had to play the records quick.
Right.
Get them in, get them out. And I'm watching, every time I do this, the people are losing it even more. The shit's going crazy. Like, you know, and it's because of how quick and and meaningful I was doing it.
Right.
So I applied that to the parties. I started doing that in the parties. DJs seen that, they started doing that. Now that's cool, but you'll piss people off if the shit don't make sense. You're taking the record on, taking it off a little too early, now don't know what to come with the next joint.
Right.
You know, you could piss somebody off. That next record you come with gotta make them forget that last one.
Makes sense.
Right.
It gotta make them feel like, yeah, I wanted to hear that, but this is my shit too.
Yeah.
Right.
So now they ain't mad at you.
Right.
But if you just throwing shit on, you trying to mix Planet Rock with fucking Computer Love, nah, you gonna piss people off. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't work.
It ain't gonna work.
Now I
You know
gotta
what I'm
ask you. I'm young. I get to see a Def Comedy show. I think videotape or some shit like that. Bernie Mac. Mm-hmm. Hella joke. Kick it.
Oh, that whole set.
That was made up that was made up right there. That wasn't planned or rehearsed.
So what happened? He came in, he was like, yo.
He said, yo, you got something? This lady said, you got something?
He got the impression.
We had rehearsal.
He got the impression.
Kid, you got something? I said, yeah. He said, I'm gonna do this thing called Kick It. I was like, all right, I'll be ready. We never rehearsed it. Never
rehearsed it.
That's why when he said the first Kick It, I was a little late. Because I didn't know where he was gonna do it. Right. And then when he did the first one, I said, all right, he's gonna do it at any time. So everything else was sharp, right on point.
Yeah.
That shit was the biggest shit on the road. We couldn't leave the stage without doing Kick It. We had to do that shit. It was just one of the biggest things. But he was just funny all day, man. We'd be on the tour bus. He'd throw a stocking cap on, grab a Heineken. This nigga would have you laughing the whole trip. Yo, you'll be laughing till you go to sleep. And then he start fucking with the bus driver. Now the bus driver got to pull over because he's laughing. This nigga was that all day. Go on stage, tear the shit down, have you laughing while we're traveling to the show. Then get on stage, tear that shit down, get back on the bus, and have you laughing to the time. He was just naturally funny. He was just one of the people that everything was just funny.
Right.
I got all kind of footage. Now I'm gonna put out, me and his wife was gonna figure it out. I'm gonna talk to his wife about it. But I got all kind of footage of us being in the limos and backstage and him doing funny shit and all kind of shit, man. All kind of shit. I miss that dude. He was like my uncle on the road.
Wow.
We was on the road for like 3-4 years
Peace,
ago.
Bernie, man.
Yeah.
You've come through so many legendary comedians came out of that one show. Like, and not just legendary, but
the ones that you hear now.
That
Yeah,
skit
all
by
of them.
itself is so iconic. Like, just saying Kick It, it's either Tribe Called Quest or you thinking about that Bernie Mac skit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like Chris Tucker with the Michael Jackson impression, the
Eddie
original
Murphy, Eddie Griffith.
with the Prince
Michael Jackson
or the Michael
shit.
Jackson.
Oh, it was so many great
Martin
things,
Lawrence
man.
hosting it.
Yeah,
Like-
it was just the perfect show. Where they messed up
That was
is
my
when
question.
they moved it to LA. They moved it to LA because see, the show, it was the comedians, it was me, it was Russell, it was Martin, it was dope. It was all of that. That was a combination, but the bulk of the show was the crowd. Because when you looked at the television, you seen niggas wilding, so you wanted to be there.
Right. Facts.
Right.
You wanted to be in that shit. Like this.
You wanted to be one of them wild
Going crazy.
niggas.
You see the celebrities
On
up in the
TV.
booth.
Facts.
Right.
All the celebrities is in the balcony. Martin talking to the celebrities. You want to be
Yeah.
there. You see that
Facts,
shit.
yeah.
You get to LA. Now everybody. It wasn't. It wasn't that crazy shit.
Right.
It was H-A, like my man Tony Robbins say. H-A. You know, it was that shit.
Right.
So, you know, and it was cool because of, you know, the reason why they did it is because of cost, you know, and the cameras is there and everything like that. And, you know, the people were party people, you know, but it wasn't, the setup, it was a number of things because the setup we had, everybody was crunched together. When you seen Martin, you seen everybody right there. It was crunched together. When we got to LA, everybody was pushed back. The sound sounded far away. It didn't sound up on you like the New York shit. It sounded like
You weren't close to
it lost something. Even though it was #1 on HBO, still doing it. But you know, us making it, I knew what it was supposed to have been.
Right.
But it still made the numbers.
I've
and
always seen that
great.
when it comes to crowds. MCs and DJs alike, when the further back the audience is,
It takes away from. So I just did a show. Matter of fact, Houston. It was a comedy battle right? Hosting, and it was featuring me. So when I went on stage, they had the whole front of me was empty and the crowd was way back there. Why they did that, I don't know. I don't know what they was thinking about. Even when they did the comedy show, the comedians was on stage, crowd way back there. What happens sometimes is, and this is not to that promoter, but sometimes there's promoters that got a lot of money and want to do something, but they might not know exactly what to do or how to do it, or better yet, that town are used to a certain kind of way of doing things.
Right.
Right? So when we come in and we regulate shit, you know, me, Jim, like, we need this to be here, we need that to be there in the club, like, and sometimes they'll look at Jim, my road manager, nah, you know, nah. And then at the end of the night, when they see the shit went right, they made all their bread, shit packed, and the show looked like the way it's supposed to be, now they're thanking us. I've had people close their club and re-renovate their shit because it was wrong when we walked in there.
Right.
They don't know. They just trying to make something go and something happen, you know? And this is something we do on a regular. This is our life. So after they see the results of what we do, then they go and they make it happen. But we did that around the country. A lot of times they have different shit. Like one time I walked in the club, had the turntables bolted on the stage, facing the bathroom. Crowd over here. Crowd over here. She was facing the bathroom that was on the stage. Like the DJ was this way and the crowd was here. And if you turn the shit, it was still bolted to the ground. So you got a little bit of turn, so you diagonally. I was like, yo,
they over here.
They closed that shit down and made that shit fabulous.
The disrespect, man, is crazy.
That's
the
why.
booth is getting smaller and smaller. They're trying to put a DJ in a corner.
That's
like
why that's why I took the stance I took in this DJ shit. You ain't put me in no side stage. You're not putting me in no corner, center stage. If I pack this shit the same way this dude with this hit record packed it, same amount of people in the same room, and he's coming to do 2 records, and you paying him all this money, but I'm there on stage with the same amount of people, 2 hours, smashing this shit constantly, you're gonna pay me the same way. You're gonna treat me the same way. The rider's gonna be just as like his rider is. What's the difference? Because he has a record out, you still making the same bread with me being here, the same bread you would have made with him being here.
So when did that start? Because the DJs that came out of your era were all crazy. When did DJs start becoming with that same mentality? Not even second, but like, but when did they start putting y'all niggas in a corner to the point where they thought anybody could do it?
They've been doing it, number one, but I'm gonna just say this, and I ain't even gonna start the topic. That laptop is the gift and the curse. Okay?
Definitely.
The laptop is a gift and a curse. We don't gotta carry 10, 15 crates, right?
Right.
But then anybody could do it. I say, we in a barbershop, I say this like 2 times per week. Just because somebody got a pair of scissors, it don't mean they know how to cut hair.
That's a fact.
So it's the same thing across the board. You feel me? So now anybody picking up a laptop, they got the DJ kit. They got the headphones, they got an Instagram page, and they doing it for $3.
And I gotta say, anybody's picking up scissors.
It's the
sitting
same
in
thing.
barbershop setting you up.
It's the same thing.
Setting you up, bro.
So check it. You're familiar with the Dykeman basketball tournament, number 1 tournament in the city.
Right.
When I went there, I don't know exactly the year, but shout out to Kenny, the commissioner. A lot of people was telling him, yo, you got to get Ted, because I was part of a tournament over in the East Side. I finally get over there. Joe Pope, one of the A1 basketball commentators in the world.
Right.
He like, yo, Kenny, you got to get this dude. Like, I never met Joe Pope, but he was telling Kenny like, yo, he gonna bring the party up here. Kenny like, all right, tell him come through. I go over there. The popping night was a Friday night. I said, give me the Wednesday. Show you the difference. I never met Joe Pope at all. We get on there. They had, shout out to DJ Otis, older guy. Otis been DJing Dykeman for 20 years. This is the bleachers. This is the center court. The table's here. The clock is there. Otis is behind the bleacher. You couldn't even, on the side of the bleacher, you couldn't even see him.
Right.
So I'm looking at this now. Otis is a fan, you know, playing my remix. I come through, give me a shout out, but I'm like, y'all don't even know where he at. Lord knows. First thing I do, when it's that Wednesday night, the dude keeping the score, you move over, B. Like, come on, man. I'm sitting in the court with it. This on camera, Kenny walking by like, what are you doing? I'm like, yo, bro, like, you bugging. Like, I'm setting a court. I'm part of the game. You got to understand, I played basketball. Went to Brooklyn Tech. I'm point guard 4 years with Conrad McRae. May he rest in peace. I'm DJing for the game. I see a rebound coming off. I see the fast break coming. The effects is ready. You see what I'm saying? We come from the era where the announcer calls one of the players, oh, Usher bringing the ball up, I'm playing the Usher record.
Right.
Now the crowd is involved. It's a different thing playing for a basketball game.
Right.
So I'm center court, he don't even know what's about to happen. And sure enough, to this day, the DJ goes to the center court, same kind of thing. You're not gonna put me in a corner. I do it everywhere I go. Forget all that, yo, the little booth.
Well, what's the worst experience that you guys have had DJing?
Me?
Yeah.
Assuming it
Because
wasn't the
I
bathroom.
would assume you guys got.
I don't get no worse. I don't get no bad experiences. We regulate everything, and we don't have no negativity at my shit. See, you come to one of my shows, you're occupied. Where negativity happens, where fights and shootouts and all that shit happens, is when niggas are standing around and they got time to grill each other, and they're not occupied. They got time to look at what's going on. But when you got people moving and shaking and moving and shaking and moving, you can step on somebody's foot, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the environment you putting people in. It's making people feel better than they did before they got there. It's understanding it's bigger than you. It's understanding that these people, you know, got dressed and got a ride and, you know, paid to get in and paid for a drink and bought somebody a drink, and they did all that because you're in the building. How do you not give them the best you can give them and make them feel better than they did before they got there? That's what artists got to think about. It's bigger than you. It's not about you.
Right.
Because the light shuts off where they don't come no more. Now what? You see what I'm saying? I always say when we making music or we doing things for the, you know, when we doing things, you're not doing it for the industry. The industry don't take care of you. The fans take care of you. And that's facts. You know what I'm saying? You making music, you make it, put it this way. In the 90s, mixtapes was crazy, crazy, crazy. Put an album out, they'll buy the mixtape to get the main record of whatever record you're playing on the mixtape. They won't buy your album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The industry.
Right.
Not talking about the fans, the industry. So you got friends in the industry, you're cool, everybody's cool, but if you really want to know who your friends are, start a business. Start a business.
Yeah.
Put something up and see if they'll take a post of yours and go repost it.
Yeah.
You know, you got a clothing line, you got this going on, you got that going on. You know, see if they'll take that without you asking, without them even telling you they did it. Because that's when somebody got your back, when they do shit behind your back, and that's what defines who people are to you, when they do shit behind your back that you don't know nothing about, that's positive for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hate to see when somebody does something good for somebody and they record the shit and they post the shit. If somebody else did it, like one time I was in Chicago, little kid was playing the bucket. I stopped to show him how to play the bucket. He was playing it wrong. I played drums, so I was showing him how to play the bucket. Gave him $20 or $50, whatever I gave him, and somebody recorded it. I didn't even know about somebody was recording it.
Right.
They posted it. It went crazy. But that's not what I would post. I posted it after because they did, but that's not, I do this all the time. I do shit like that all the time. I feel like certain things, just to be sacred, don't do it for because you want to look a certain way.
Right.
Do it because it's genuine. You know what I'm saying?
I prefer for those things to be recorded.
Certain things, but there's certain things that, you know, it's, you know, if you, perfect example, you say, yo, kid, do this for me, and I'll do it for you. I'm not gonna go on the net or anywhere else and say I did this for math. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I get out of that? What?
No, I want you to, though. I want you to. But I want you to.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Numbers. You know about the numbers.
I'm talking about
then
right.
it becomes like, it becomes, all right, this is what you do. He asked me, this is the homie. I looked out, I did it. You set an example. Other people see that, they be like, yo, I look up to kids.
Certain things
That's
are
real
tasty.
shit.
No,
Now
but
I'm
it's
gonna do
the
it. You know what I mean?
presentation. It's the presentation, man.
Right.
It's the presentation. If you
But you
do
gotta
it-
be Santa Claus sometimes.
Yeah, you do. But
People look at Santa Claus. Yeah, he give everybody
Fine.
gifts. So I'm
with
giving
being-
people gifts.
Even
You know what
with
I'm
being
saying? You
Santa
gotta be
Claus,
sometimes.
even with being Santa Claus, there's a way of doing things. Everything has a way of doing things. There's a classy way of doing things, and there's another way of doing things. And sometimes, you know, I just feel like if somebody does something for me, I'm never gonna forget that. Number one, I'm always gonna remember. I'm always gonna be there. You know, whatever the capacity is. But I don't feel like I gotta say, you know, many people did a lot of shit for me. You know, a lot of things. I sit here, I can tell you so much.
Right.
But I'm not gonna sit here, or I did many things for many people.
Right.
Look, I started Give a Kid Foundation. I'm going around the country taking care of kids at the Boys and Girls Club of America, you know, making sure that all the sponsors are sending all kind of things for the kids. They have more than they need. The only thing I was doing was showing that we have Give a Kid Foundation and y'all can help support. The only artist that I know, out of everybody that I know in the whole artist industry, was Khaled, that sent money for those kids. DJ Khaled. And I asked him for $25. He sent me $5,000. He's the only one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that, I'm not gonna sit there and say I
did he
need
show
y'all.
it?
Huh?
Did he show it?
Did he show up to what?
Did he say, yo, look, yo, DJ Khaled, I'm supporting
He didn't have
Kid
to do
Capri's.
that. That's not what I need him for.
But
I
here's
need
what-
him
all
to-
right, but here's a question. Had he done it, do you think more people would have did it?
Absolutely.
Well, maybe. But
Absolutely.
see, that's where.
And
see,
that's why we gotta be Santa Claus.
Right.
Sometimes people need
Right.
Santa Claus
But I'm
to
not-
say, oh, he give gifts, I'm giving gifts too.
But here's my
You know
thing,
what I mean?
Mav. I have this thing about me. I'm never begging nobody to support me.
Right. You don't
You know what I'm
have to.
saying? So my thing is,
Yeah.
if I throw it out there and you catch it, cool. But I'm not gonna use you to get where I want, unless we come to that agreement, unless there's a thing we worked out together. But I'm not gonna say, yo, Khaled, give me $25 for the kids. And he decided to send me $5,000. I'm gonna get on the phone. Yo, Khaled just sent me $5,000 for the phone. No,
That's cheesy.
but
because
again,
it's not about
kid
me.
hit-
First of all,
No,
it's
no,
about
but
the kids, right?
The kids
right.
are
And the more
benefiting
money
from
they
it.
get, the better off
but
they are.
that is up to him to decide
I
if he want to
understand.
do that. And if he doesn't want to do that, he did enough.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking at. He did enough. He don't have to do no more.
Yo, kid, you do anything for me? Record it. I'm letting you know right now.
He want them views.
Record it. Record it. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You
Appreciate
gotta
it.
remember you're speaking to a different era.
Yeah,
I know.
definitely.
Attention is the new
Hype.
And I don't want to sound like I'm out of
No,
because I'm
Right.
not.
No,
I'm
I
not.
get it.
You're
I
coming
get it.
from-
I just move
I
a
get
certain
You
it.
have
way.
a
That's
moral
all.
code. You have a moral code that you're doing things from. But in today's time and place, attention is the new currency.
Right.
It's worth more than bread a lot of times. If you put attention, and we are plagued with an era full of followers.
Right.
They see you do something positive or negative, it's amoral. They're just gonna follow.
Fact.
If you put positive out, because Kid Capri is seen as such a hero to so many people, damn, Kid Capri know Khaled like that? Damn, Khaled is doing that for Kid Capri? Oh shit, becomes a whole different thing. Now the kids is living like every day is Thanksgiving. I didn't
Fact.
mean for that to rhyme.
No,
but
but-
it's true.
Yeah.
But if you and now, if you were doing something negative, yo, fuck that mud ass, bum ass DJ biting my shit. From now on, all DJs who fuck that shit, they the ops, blah 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 blah. Oh shit, Kid Capri getting down like that? Yo, he a real nigga. Yo, matter of fact, that's how it should be. Matter of fact, fuck them niggas, blah blah blah. And now here come
you
all
gotta
of those dudes.
understand the influence. Like
Yes.
I do things with Jen. I'll be like, she'll take a picture. She'll like, yo, should I post it? I'm like, nah, that's for us.
Yeah.
But when I do things with the kids, I'm gonna post that. You wanna know why? Because there's not enough fathers doing shit like that.
Absolutely.
So put that
Absolutely.
up there.
But I think-
Somebody
I
will look
think
at that and be like,
everything ain't
yo,
for
let
the
me
gram,
call my
but yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me go
But
check him out.
I think where we I think we have a misunderstanding on it is, if I come to Khaled or anybody and I say, yo, I got this Give a Kid thing, I need your support to go out there and post something and, you know, keep it moving, that's something different.
Right.
If I come to you and I say, yo, I need $25 for the kids, that's what I asked for.
Right.
Anything above that is your choice to do that, right? I may even need it, but that's not what I asked you to do. So you went further and gave me $5,000. It stops there for me. It's not, I don't need you to do
it out.
anything else. You know what I'm
Understandable.
saying?
Check it
Now
out.
here's my thing.
The world gonna know now that 5,000 came from Khaled.
Right, but here's my,
They gonna know now. It's on camera. It's on.
The caption gonna be, the caption gonna be,
real quick.
Khaled give him $5
What's the
grand.
name of the foundation?
it's Give a Kid Foundation.
Give a Kid Foundation.
Yeah.
Y'all know what to do.
So
Shout
all
out to
I'm
DJ
saying
Khaled.
Right.
is that, you know, when you see somebody doing something, you don't, especially if you know how they move in it, you know, they don't have a track record of shitting on people, doing foul shit, you know what I'm saying? Always a stand-up dude, chest out, chin up, real in everything you do. When you see that and you know that, and he's trying to do something to help a situation for people, you're supposed to help him do that without even being asked, like I do. You know, Michael Bivins told his clothing line up there. One time I put his hat up. Me and Mike ain't talking years. Threw his hat up, seen him, you know, he had the sporty joint.
Yeah.
Put his hat up. Yo, kid, that's some dope shit you did. Yo, we're going on tour. Next thing you know, we was on tour. RB on tour. Me, Bronny, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, all of us on tour. Because I didn't look for that. Another kid. I did this when I started playing on IG Live and the Periscope and all that 2015 to 2018. I stopped to bring everybody to Sirius XM when I started there. But doing it then, and when I got back on the quarantine, and even now, sometimes I'll jump up, I have people send me their music, right? And I have producers send me their beats, and I'll play their stuff, make the people like whatever they like, and then I'll go and play it on my radio show. One kid was like, yo, you played my shit on the net, you played my shit on the radio show. He was like, you don't know what that did for me. He said, I got in charge of 8 of the boards, the big billboards down on 42nd Street. I'm gonna give you a billboard for a whole year to put whatever you want on there to promote whatever you want. I'm not looking for that. You feel what I'm saying? But when you go and you extend yourself, it don't cost you nothing.
Put it into the universe, man.
It don't cost you nothing
Perfect
to help
example.
somebody and do something.
Perfect
Now,
example.
this sounds...
Hold on, let me give you another one that's happening in East Harlem. Kid Capri can tell you. I've been doing these old school jams, these free events for the people in this neighborhood. We probably 20 years in at this point. 4 or 5 a year, I stopped counting, right? Not one day was there any violence, not even an argument in 19, 20 years. I'm gonna give you the better one. It's a running joke now. I haven't had a rain out ever. The running joke is we don't do rainouts. Like that, we don't do rainouts. It's so much so that some people will book me to be like, yo, won't you do this day party because we know it ain't gonna rain if you involved. It's the weirdest thing. But I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. Listen, man, Capri has done the jam. All the DJs, they won't even take money even if I gave it to them.
Right.
It's just the give back. And being that I'm the face of it, it's like there's nothing better than seeing it. Yo, dudes walked up to me, yo, my wife was gonna commit suicide because of the COVID. You had Lil Louis Vega do the disco jam over there. She came out and now she got a whole new outlook on life.
Right. Right.
Real shit.
Right.
You feel me? So from the old school jam, it's been so many connections, there's been so many gigs, there's been so many, you know what I'm saying?
Because you guys are dealing with frequencies.
But you're giving it back though.
Yeah.
And you gotta give it back. See, I don't ever, no sponsors. I done fed Parks, steak. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever, out of my pocket. I don't want no sponsor because the sponsor don't understand why I'm doing it. Right? They want to put the logo on the chicken. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. You feel what I'm saying? So no, it's for real. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, when you give it back, it comes to my daughter. I'm a firm believer of that. The blessings come. So this is what he's talking about. When you do something and you're selfless about it, the blessings will come.
I love that you guys brought this up. I love that. You want to know why?
Talk to me.
Because everybody's not like that. Now, can we talk about payola and how that plays a role in the game?
Well,
is it in pop? No, wait. Let me just start here. Is it possible for a record to become a hit?
Okay, you might as well leave that phone on the floor.
Leave
it down there.
Is it possible for a record to hit and become like?
Nothing can stop a hit record.
Bobby Shmurda borrowed Lloyd Banks' beat.
Right.
It's his biggest record to date.
Yo,
It wasn't even his beat.
So you're saying that's circulated?
The streets made that big, not the radio.
How many records have you seen like that?
It's not a whole lot, but there's a lot of records that's like that. Some records are just hands down. You know it's gonna be, when you heard Put Your Hands Where I Can See, Busta Rhymes, you knew that was going.
Yeah.
There was no disco shit going on. It was,
You can't stop it. I had a record label from 98 to 2003 called Straight Face Records. Had an artist from this neighborhood, Lumi D. At that time, I'm 4 or 5 nights all through the city playing, whatever. Everything that came on Uchiwali, you'll jump on that, because I'm playing in the club. To the point where now we getting full shows, no record out, full, right?
Right.
I go and do a remix of a record that was already a hit record in the streets because the Dwali rhythm was out. And I wanted to be ready for that remix.
Right.
I go look for the instrumental, there's no instrumental. It sounds crazy, got horns, all kind of crazy shit in it. I go, fuck it, let me take that clap, let me chop it up on this MPC, and let me make my version of the Dwali. I take an acapella from an R&B remix that we had, put that on there on some DJ shit, because that's what we do.
Right.
I play that shit that same night at a club called Rumba. History. You feel me?
Lumidi,
So
this was the Lumidi record.
Lumidi, yeah. So you couldn't stop the record. I couldn't pull it back. It was done. I killed my own record with another record that went to the moon. Couldn't stop it. She really can't sing, whatever. Forget all that. It's a hit record.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Whatever it was,
Period.
it was a hit record, and this is just like,
So y'all
money
telling-
out our pocket, right? Money out my pocket, working
Right.
this record in the streets. We would have people in front of Club Pearl on 33rd Street. There's a line to get in the club, and there's a line to buy the CD
Right.
at 10 o'clock at night to buy this record. It was grassroots from the bottom up. Major deal, just the whole thing. So can't stop a hit record. You can't stop it. We've heard some of the wackest records, and you just can't stop them for whatever the reason it is. And it's not an easy thing to do.
Now I gotta argue because
Let's debate it.
my man put out a whole album and people wasn't playing it. DJs wasn't
actively
playing.
made moves to
Right.
stop it.
Whose album?
You said you put
Who's
out
your man?
you put out an album.
Oh, Soundtrack to the Streets.
Yes.
Yeah, not DJs in New York, not on the radio.
No.
No.
Soundtrack of the Streets.
Yeah.
You said, you told us that
Yeah.
people were actively campaigning
Yeah.
to keep you in, to keep Baby in the corner.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'll be damned if there wasn't hit records all
My album
over
is
that
my album.
motherfucker.
You listen to my album
Kid
right
with
now.
no
Sound
album.
Timeless
I'm
Today.
skipping the
I was
jump,
just listening to
ripping
the
the
album.
pump.
The
Oh
album
my
Sound
God.
Timeless Today, and I'm re-putting it back out. But
Right.
here's the thing: if they're going to play it, cool. I got your back. Always going to support whatever support me, and I'm gonna support you when you don't support me.
Right.
But I didn't go in there with the attitude of, yo, DZ gonna play my shit on the radio. I'm making it for no. That's not what this is for. When I put Slap Key out, that wasn't for that. Slap Key ain't the club record. It's not the big radio record. That
Right.
wasn't what it was
ready,
for.
You ready to get into this conversation?
Sure.
Kid. You rapping again. How's it feel?
I'm more focused than I ever been. I'm more focused than I ever been.
What inspired it though?
Sucker shit.
Sucker free hoodie. Get the sucker free.
That's like 99% of my motivation right there. Sucker shit.
Sucker
Sucker
shit.
ain't nothing gonna move you like sucker shit.
Ain't nothing gonna
man.
move you like
this
sucker
show was created due to sucker shit.
to combat sucker
And I
shit.
said, you know what? I ain't gonna let these suckers keep telling who the fuck I am. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna let people know.
You got to tell your own story, your own
Facts.
shit. That's what I just said. Nobody
Yeah.
gonna promote you like you're gonna promote you, and they may
Facts.
take it as cocky because you're talking about your accolades and what you did. It's the truth. You're mad at the truth?
Yes.
Are you mad at the fucking
Yes,
truth?
they are.
The truth hurts.
They
Yes.
are. Yes.
Deal with it, motherfucker.
Yes.
Deal with it. You gotta deal with the truth. You gotta live with the truth.
Ask Dave
The
Chappelle
truth
if the
is the
truth
truth.
hurts.
Listen, man.
There it is.
Some people just don't want to give you that
They're not.
acknowledgement.
And
bro.
that's why you gotta do it. That's why you gotta do it. Listen, man, I was asked to do verses 4 times. Turned it down every time.
Why?
Because I didn't want the attention. And I also didn't want to do things because it's right there. Sometimes you gotta do things because the opportunity is the right opportunity at the right time. Not take the opportunity because it's there and you can just grab it and it's there for you. Nah, because you may not get the best of it. Certain things you gotta do at certain times. When I was doing the KRS and the Chris joint, I wasn't gonna do that. Kane was the first one to ask me to do it. Chris was the second one. Told them both no. Because I didn't want to be in a battle situation. I didn't want that type of attention. I told them I would do it for both of them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to be in that.
On the side.
So how did you end
Right. I
up?
didn't want to, first of all, me and Chris, we both have a history. Like Chris is my daughter, Vina Love's godfather. Like that, you know, like he was there when my daughter was born in the hospital. Like me and him did many shows together. Kane, my mother used to cook for him. Like, you know, it's like we have a, you know, so I wanted to be there. You know, we ended up doing it. I'm glad I did do it because of what it was. It was them, you know, and that was it. But
I noticed somebody did try to start up a little competition with you during that.
That face.
I feel like one of my OGs told me there's some history there.
what kind of history?
Well, this gonna get good. Watch the defense here.
Yo,
Who plays better defense?
kids. Wow, what you heard, Face, is impeccable. His what you heard game is impeccable.
I don't know. What kind of history you know about? I don't know.
What you know?
What you know? What you know?
What you know?
You judged the competition at some point? And,
Hey, man, listen, man. I'm in no competition with nobody.
No, I'm saying you judged a competition back in the days, and you know somebody didn't get the W that night, and they kind of felt. See where I'm going?
He's trying to say master the mix, but he got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, what is
You
it?
talking about the television show Master of the Mix? Okay. What did he talk about?
You gonna really put? Well, I guess he heard that you may have judged on.
Yeah, I was a judge. I was the Simon Cowell Master of the Mix. But what happened?
And Scratch didn't win because you judged, but Scratch did win.
Scratch did win.
Yeah, so he got it wrong.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, Scratch
did
won.
win.
Scratch won?
Yeah.
Then it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't that? It was something else.
No, listen, man.
Am I
Put it
tripping?
in a show.
Cause that got awkward. Cause he
cursed
definitely
the brother out?
He definitely know what
Your brother,
his sources were all fucked up.
your brother's gonna hear. Look, I need this clip tonight, Space. This part right
When Kid
here.
Capri look at me because he don't know what you talking about, I said, all right, look at man. This is not. That was wrong.
But
go
no,
ahead.
listen, put it this way. Let me just put it this way. I was asked to do an assignment on Versus, and that's what I did.
Right.
My assignment was, kids, shake shit up like you do when you come out there, make sure the shit ignites, and that's what I'm gonna do. And stick to the assignment. I was told that. When I'm told this is what we're doing, that's what we're doing. I don't need to make it about me.
Right.
It ain't about me. It wasn't so much about me that I got my own clothing line, sucker free. I didn't even wear a sucker free sweatshirt on in front of the whole world. I wore a Gucci shirt, I wore a Gucci sweatshirt because it was so much not about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to do what I could do to help my dudes get where they needed to be.
Right.
And, you know, it was a U-turn some kind of way, but me being classy like I was, I dealt with it how I dealt with it, but I didn't know anything about
Beautiful.
any of that. I wasn't.
But if you did do a versus,
Yeah, if it is about you.
If I did do a versus,
yeah,
what are you asking me?
who would be your competition?
I don't care. Whoever. I don't care about that.
All right, Ted, I'm gonna have to ask you because he's just not going.
No, you gotta get that answer from him. I damn sure ain't going.
Competition.
I damn
Who
sure
would
ain't
you
gonna
like
give you
to
an
see
opponent.
as that kid that was watching Kid doing his thing?
It can't happen.
The-
It can't happen because rest in peace, Star Child. It can't happen. See, my battle won't be about Jigga Jigga Scratch. It'll be about that party rocking, that talking to that. You feel me? So I'm never gonna get to see that.
And that's, you know, that's where the imbalance come in because you have turntablists out here that's incredible. You have the DMC DJs that's incredible. What they do is magical. You know, I hosted a lot of them, and you know, it's an amazing thing to be able to make that work like that, jump on turn and just do that shit.
There's
But
16-year-old kids that are the best.
there's a low part
in
to
the
it
world.
too.
What's the low part?
The low part is it lasts for as long as it lasts for. It's not going to make women shake their ass. It's going to make people stop and look at it for a while, be amazed by it. Then after that, then what? Now I want to party. Can you do that?
Right.
Can you make this place rumble and shake? You know, and that's what. Now the same thing with the battle DJ, of course. I've watched DJs like Steve D that shake shit and have the crowd go crazy because it's a beautiful art form of what's going on. but you gotta be able to do everything. You gotta be able to do that, or you don't have to do that, because I don't do that. I don't do the tricks and all that. When I was a little kid, I used to do shit. But when I found my niche, when I decided I'm gonna turn the DJ business into a money-making business, because before me, DJs was getting paid, what, $50? Bullshit money, unless you was behind Run DMC or behind, you wasn't getting, unless you was Red Alert on the radio, which there wasn't a lot of radio stations across the country playing hip-hop music.
Right.
So you was very special if you on the radio playing hip-hop music. So unless you was that, DJs wasn't getting paid shit. I decided to make it a business. You gotta make it a business. You're gonna pay me the way you pay him. Why not? I'm just as good as him. I'm gonna give you the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Same energy, all that. Math, I have a determination on that stage that is the shit, I can't even explain it. I can't explain it. Whenever I do a show in front of anybody around the world, I have this vision of the sea opening up.
It's electric, bro.
Of the sky opening up, of animals growing, and just crazy shit is in my head. I turn it to something different.
Right.
Yo, I give so much to myself. I give so much of myself to the shit when I'm on stage that when the show was over, it felt like I ran into a wall. It felt like somebody just threw me into it because my body hurt. My shit, I'd be like this in my hotel, like, man, be tired. Cause I give. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I turn into a fucking zombie or something.
Yeah.
And then before that is, you know,
It's back to normal.
it's regular. But that stage,
It's a zone out.
It's just a different feeling when you really love that shit. It ain't a cute boy thing. It ain't no, let me get the chicks on my dick. It ain't none of that.
Right.
I really love this shit.
Right.
And it shows. It shows, and that's the difference. That's what I take any time, even when I'm sick. If I got a fever, that shit goes away when I hit that stage. It comes back harder when I leave it.
You be having flu games like Jordan.
There it is.
Let me add something to that. Just today, I haven't seen Cypher Sounds. You know, Hot 97 Cypher, can we do David Chappelle?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Cypher in years. Right before I'm about to get on that stage, I see Cypher there, whatever. I go in there. I'm like 20,000 people, they're gonna hear my voice. You feel me? I do what I do, whatever. He calls me today, he go, yo, your voice was cutting through. It was cutting through that garden. You feel me? Like, for him to tell me that, I'm like, I know I did that.
Yeah.
The intention was okay, Fat Joe's on stage, but when this intro's happening, that nothing is happening, I'm gonna cut through that motherfucker.
Right.
So it's that feeling. It's the equivalent of you during the Millie Rock line. And after the Millie Rock line. I do the battle shit. I watch all the battles. You can't, I know the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I do it for real. So listen, it's the equivalent of that.
Feel the building shaking.
It's
like,
the feeling. It's that.
and
It's
you
that.
I did that.
It's that feeling that he's talking about, that I'm talking about. That it's like, it's all up. It's up to the DJ. It's up to the DJ to create that moment for himself.
Right.
Cause you could just stand there and press play, and Fat Joe says, "Yo, Ted, hit the beat," and you press. You gotta make something of that moment.
Right.
So just like him, it never feels like work to me. That's why I'm so humble with it, cause I'm just happy that I could do something I love and get paid for it. You know how many dudes I know that don't like to go to work? They don't like to go to work. Sam, I gotta say I'm out of here. I love doing what I do.
Listen, there was a saying that stuck with me from since I was a kid. If you could find a job that you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life.
That's a fact.
Never a day in your life.
That's a fact, my brother.
And I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I ain't had a boss since I worked in the shoe store. I used to work in the shoe store. I used to work in 9 different supermarkets. I used to sell shit on the street. I used to walk dogs. I used to shovel snow.
Every job.
I did all kind of shit. But the day I decided that I wasn't gonna have a boss no more, that day happened when I was working in Barnes & Noble shoe store. I was gonna get a $92 check.
Barnes and
Barnes and
Noble's shoe store.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Bookstore.
Butler shoe store, Barnes & Noble's bookstore.
Okay,
My
all right,
bad.
cool. All right, yeah.
Barnes & Noble's
I was about
bookstore
to
was
say,
my last job.
Right.
And I was going to the office to go pick up this $92 check. And the white supervisor was talking to another white supervisor. And right when I got to the door, I heard her say, "I'm tired of these fucking niggas in here." As soon as I got to the door, I made sure she seen me, and I let her keep the check, and I walked out the store. Never even took the check. And from that day on, I became my boss. I never worked for anybody else. I always been on my own shit. And that was, 84?
Segue back to that topic, right? What, did we have a job, whatever? I'm working at Banana Republic, warehouse on 70. The best job I ever had. Mad fun. We snapping all day. I'm bringing mixtape. It's a party down there.
Right.
I'm doing my 50 hours, getting my little $400 check. I'm 18. At this time, I'm already Test Smooth. I'm DJing all throughout the city. I'm probably getting like 3,000-4,000 a week doing what I do. But see, we don't quit jobs. If you're Dominican, you get a job and you keep that job.
Right.
So it didn't even make sense to me. Like I'm like, I know this is what I want to do, and the money don't make no sense, but I don't know if it's for real. And let me show you how God works. The manager at the time, he seen what I was doing. They used to come to my parties. And he pulled me over one day. He said, "Yo, bro, like you gotta quit. Like you gotta pursue that, man, because you holding yourself back. You in here 40 hours, you could be doing so much more with it." And I'm like, "Yo, I ain't quit my job. Are you crazy? That's my job." He tells me, "As long as I'm here, you got a job. Don't worry about it." And he was dead serious. So I'm like, "All right, I'm good." I quit the job. I go do my Test Smooth thing. 2 weeks later, I come back there, come through checking on him. Homeboy took a job to be a fireman. he left.
He's out.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't know it was gonna happen, but he left. So this is how God works. So
Facts.
I might have not been who I was had he not told me that, because you don't want to take the parachute off.
He took the safety
You dig
net
what I'm
out.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's a real thing. You got to have that moment in your life where you like, yo, I got to just go. So I got kind of pushed. So to touch on a bad experience, I'm gonna just give you this one because I want to use it as a teachable moment. So I won't name the name. I can't name the name. So at this time, I'm doing the infamous Club Esso on 38th Street.
Yeah.
Legendary club party Saturday night.
Right.
My manager get a call from some guy. Dude signs a $40 million contract. NBA player. He want me to do this thing he do in Pennsylvania every year, block party. We go over there. Manager's there. The player's not there. We go over to the pen, whatever I'm setting up. My best friend manager at the time looks like you. Same, he's Dominican, kind of dark skin. And his cousin is even darker, right? So we put up the spot. I'm setting up, boom, getting everything ready. Homeboy pull up. Yo, what's good? He daps me. He daps my man cousin. He daps my best friend. Yo, Test Smooth, thanks for coming out. He already knew. He's like, wow, why did you do that? Like, why did you do that? So at this time, I'm 25. I'm taking offense to that all the way.
Yeah.
So he daps him. He gives him the check. I take the check. I'm like, yo, man, take your money back. I said, if I don't earn this check and then some, keep the money. I took offense to that. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got the headphones on my head. I'm like, how you walking by me? But it's a teachable moment because, like I said, sometimes you gotta go through those struggles and just see through that. So end of the night, he gives me the check. He gives me another check on top of that. Yo, and then I said, nah, because you will never do that again. So I taught you that lesson. You feel me?
Yeah.
These
But
are
you can't take offense to that.
No.
Some people don't look like their voice.
25 years. Listen, I tell you myself.
If I know who Ja Rule was and Ja Rule was standing next to Bigger, and then somebody was like, yo, Ja Rule over here, I would have walked up and down.
No, but this is the thing. It wasn't. I didn't pack up and leave. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show him because it's just you always gotta get a benefit of doubt in life. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know it was a teachable moment to him because after that we remained friends and it was cool. But I would consider that a bad experience. But like as far as we fight in the clubs and shootouts and that was regular.
You DJ'd in the tunnel before?
No.
That was
because when Flex was doing, I used to go to the tunnel when Flex was doing it, and then we started doing Latin Quarters on a Sunday up over here. They call it church, Sunday church.
Right.
So if you wanted to go here flex and you wanted to go deal with the black crowd, you go over there. If you want to come with the urban, the Spanish crowd, you go over here. So that whole run, we had 2,000 people over there. Flex had 2,000 people over there. So certain rappers, right? They'd be like, I go over there. It's so aggressive. I'm gonna go over here because the girls over here.
Right.
So they would come in there just low, get in the corner. You dig what I'm saying? So that's why I really never went to the tunnel because we was uptown. We was doing our thing up there.
Right.
So it was like at the same time.
Yeah,
you feel me?
I got in the Latin quarters when I was real young.
Oh yeah, on a Sunday?
I think
forget it.
Everybody thought I was Dominican. Like, that was a difficult part.
No, you
like,
Latin Quarter, you're Dominican.
Yeah, facts.
Because you're around, you know what I'm saying? You for
but
sure.
I would always try to talk to the girl that didn't really speak English like that. And that used to fuck me up. Because I didn't speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Fuck yeah.
Don't feel bad. When I'm on Flatbush, I'm Jamaican.
You don't got to be on Flatbush for that.
Thank you.
You really don't.
Not long people calling me Puerto Rican.
I didn't even know that. They call it Puerto Rican? That's crazy.
You didn't know that?
Yo, everybody
I didn't know
that
that Dave called you Puerto Rican.
Everybody thought I was Puerto Rican for years. And when I put out I was black and Italian, it was
It's
like,
the
oh
Italian
shit.
stallion. Italian stallion.
I told him. I said
He said he.
We didn't know any Italians. He was just black. He was just black. With cool hair. That was it. And he always had a hat on, so we never knew that.
So let me you segueing me into the story of my my introduction to Kid Capri, me meeting Kid Capri. You know what I'm saying? Again, there's no internet. I'm just tapes. I don't know how they look from a can of paint. You dig what I'm saying? So at this time, I'm doing the Funk Hut on 43rd and 10th, hottest party in the city on a Tuesday.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm 20 maybe, and I'm in there DJing. Long story short, I would do blends at the clubs, and that was part of the thing. And
Right.
so one night he there, I forget what blend it was. It might have been Freddie Jackson or whatever. And the booth is this big at the Funk Hut. The door, if it opens like this, it will hit you.
Right.
You feel me? So Capri comes, and it's dark in there. He got the green. It might have been a green hoodie. It was a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in my thing, whatever. And he pushes the door. I don't think he wanted to push it that hard, but he pushed the door, and it kind of fucked me up. So and he's talking, but I got the headphones, so I don't understand what he's saying, but he just look aggressive. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck you doing? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the? And I slammed the door back.
Right.
Stupid ass. What the fuck? Why would my best friend Frank Nitty come 2 minutes later? Like, yo, he is here. I'm like, who? He like, Kid Capri. I'm like, it's the moment. No, I gotta get it off. Where is he at? He right over there. He's sitting on the couch with the same hoodie on. I'm like, yo, I just slammed the door in this dude's face. Right? I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, fuck it. It is what it is. I gotta get it in.
What was you thinking at that moment? Like,
I ain't take it personal. Because I know the booth was small.
Yeah, I was in the mix. So I play something else. And I see him getting up. It's the weirdest thing because I'm looking at him the whole time. I'm like, yeah, I got to kick Prince here. I got to get his approval somehow.
Right.
I see him. He kind of shakes his head. He gets up again and he starts walking beelining back to the booth. I'm like, oh shit, he coming back. So this time, he opens the door like. So when he opened the door, I'm like, yo, my bad. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't know.
Yeah.
Yada. He like, yo, forget all that. He like, yo, I just want to know your name. And I'm like, oh, yo, Tess. When he like, yo, just take it to him and walk through. It started floated away. Yo, just take it to him. So I'm like, that was it. That could have been my last night DJing. You got to understand, that could have been my last night DJing. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, I got the stamp.
That was it.
You feel me? And it's like, it's that moment where it's like, you really think something went wrong, but you just gotta let it go how it's gonna go. You feel what I'm saying? And that's that life we live, bro.
Yeah.
You could literally like, You can literally, it's that infamous commercial, the cell phone commercial when they get bad service of 2 seconds,
Right.
and in those 2 seconds, the whole day go wrong for this dude. You feel me?
Right.
This is, yo, bro, I got a call yesterday. My phone could have been on silent. I'm not at the Garden, bro.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You see me? 2 phones charged up. I know what this is, bro. These opportunities, when they come, you just gotta be ready.
Right.
And this is part of like this DJ thing that you wouldn't know this if I ain't telling you. You just think I got the laptop, I got the records, and I'm just playing the records. There's so much more that go into this DJ thing. And I never told him this, but him and I are like, we fight for the DJs.
Yeah.
Like we take this shit so personal. When I get into arguments, I see a DJ saying, yo, bro, why they got you in the corner? Like, it's like that.
Right.
Because we gotta make a difference, bro.
What would
passion
you say?
is real.
When you say difference, what would you say is the biggest difference between your era of DJs and the DJs now?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? The dance floor is full of tables with hookahs on them. Like, there's not even a dance floor. Don't get this started. Don't get me started with this. There's no clubs.
Both of y'all. I want to get both of y'all
there's
started.
no clubs. You feel me? I mean, with Kid, it's a little different because when they book him out of town, it's like it's set up. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I get the same thing in some places sometimes, but for the most part, like in a city, in New York City, club scene dead. There ain't no clubs. Everything is little lounges, it's hookahs, it's bottles on the dance floor.
And I'm gonna tell you how that happened in New York.
BlackBerry killed the promoter
before the
game.
quarantine. Well, yeah,
That's a whole nother
phones,
topic.
that's one thing. But another thing that kind of killed the clubs in New York, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, the strip club.
Oh.
First of all, no, that's not what killed it. Let me rewind. What I meant to say was, when the thing came around where it would be 4 or 5 DJs on one party, right? Now, for years, I always took an opener with me to do my shows. To this day, I bring an opener with me because I want people to get a full show. You got 4 or 5 DJs on the show, everybody's playing the same shit. Everybody's trying to play the new hit record, the new this, new that.
Right.
Now you got a whole crowd of people just standing around because they heard this shit 4 or 5 times already.
Right.
And the continuity of the party is not where it's supposed to be. Everybody on their phone, hookah, and to some people, that's considered lit. To me, you're not lit because your room is crowded. You're lit when your walls are sweating, shit is shaking. Everybody's not worried about their fucking phone. They crazy.
Experience.
That's lit to me. That's always been my meaning of what that is. But, things happen. I just think that sometimes the party, that narrative of 4 or 5 DJs on there is what kind of made the club become a standstill a little bit. So now if we're gonna stand around, let's go to the strip club and look at some ass. We just gonna stand around?
Yeah.
Might as well stand around and look at the women. Now the strip clubs become big. And now the clubs in New York diminish. Now it becomes lounges. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, the reason why I don't do a lot of parties in New York is not because I can't, but I'm into making a certain kind of bread. And I'm not into, you want to make all the bread. You want me to make the bread for you, but you want to make all the bread.
You being the
You want to take it home.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we're gonna do it. Now I can easily I can promote my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Just not into doing it. I do enough shows around the country that I'm good. But in New York, when I come to New York, I always come and do special shit. It's always a special thing. Like, if I come do the King's Theater in Brooklyn, I come do the Garden, I come do Barclays, if I do a club, it's a big club. That's what I do. I don't have to be in New York all the time because I never was doing, when I started doing that, it was a certain time for me to do that. Then when I left, it was me coming back and treat it like a business, not a thing where I had to be seen all the time. Nothing wrong with that, it's just my choice. I just wanted to be, Hot 97 asked me to be on the radio. Mano asked me in his podcast, he said, why you wasn't a part of the whole New York radio Hot 97 thing? Because I didn't want to be stuck home. It's a big world out there with a lot of people in it. If I could be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, you know, Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, and touching those people. People in Alaska don't give a shit what's going on in New York.
Right.
People in Kentucky don't care about what's going on in New York. But if I bring it to them, it's different. You see what I'm saying? They're not listening to a New York radio station. They might now because it's apps, but at that time, they don't give a fuck of what's going on in New York. They care about what they're doing, and you better know what they like when you come to their city, period.
Right.
Or you get your ass thrown up out of there, quick. You know what I'm saying? And I've had a lot of promoters.
Research.
What?
Oh my God.
Like a motherfucker.
I've had a lot of promoters come to me. I will never get him. I will never get him. I will never get him again. Never get him again. He was terrible. This one's terrible. And because they come in there doing what they want. You're going to a town that probably don't even see too many things. You know what I'm saying? Their little club that they got or whatever club they got that's their premier shit. And they have their own type of music that they like that the world probably don't even know about. You go to Houston, Texas, they got a music that only Houston play.
Right.
But it's the biggest shit. You won't hear it nowhere else, but if you go there and don't know it, you had an issue.
Better know it.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the job of knowing your business. And I didn't want to be stuck in just New York. I made my mark there. I did what I did. Innovate, move on, and start moving into bigger things. And I still feel like that today. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do and make it for everybody. That's why my radio show was called The Block Party. Because my Block Party show was new and old together.
Right.
Playing new shit, playing an old shit, you put it together. You go to a block party, everybody come, everybody enjoy themselves. Don't matter what your age is, how you look, where you come from, you enjoy yourself. So that's what the show is, and that's what I represent, everybody, man.
I want to ask, you guys got a lot of passion for what you do. And we get that from the conversation. Like I can imagine any type of promoters just watching this episode is like, oh yeah, we got to find guys, either them or people that feel like that.
Right.
But I know in some cases, there are artists that make your job easier. Like what, to this day, are the biggest records or the records that you know this is a go-to? If I don't get no reaction from anything else, I know when I go to these records, everybody's gonna move.
There's plenty of them. I mean, there's tons of them. But you know what, Math? Everything is a mood. If you come in at 10:30 at night, you playing the biggest record of the year at 10:30 at night, it may not work the way it would work at 1:30 at night. 10:30 at night, but nobody's drunk. They ain't settled in yet. You know what I'm saying? 1:30 at night, they up on some ass, they drinking, they settled in. Now it gets crazy. But then you have people that don't understand that part.
He let us topic.
They don't understand that part.
We get away from the question though. We get away from the question. We understand your frustration with these amateur DJs.
No. That's not what I was trying to say.
Right.
What I'm saying is that the point I'm trying to make is everything has a time and a place.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. But what are those records that you know like?
Okay, let me give you one. So, I mean, you have in the Benjamins, right? The Benjamins is the go-to record. You have some reggae records that are Ponder River, Elephant Man. Like, I'm just going through the genres. Like, if you go on Latin
we'll be
music,
doing this all day if we just
you feel me?
So
I'm trying to,
Okay, so let me rephrase.
It's too easy to pick.
Let me rephrase. Okay, in your time in DJing, what records got the biggest response when you played them?
I'm gonna give you an interesting one.
I'm gonna show you something.
Why you looking that up? Why you looking that up?
Let me show you something real quick, B. It don't matter. Let me show you something. Let me just put this in its proper place real quick.
Hold on.
Let me put this in its proper place.
Why you doing that? An intern from Bad Boy Records drove in the snow to a college party, had a CW Post, and brought me a copy of Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear. I don't really do. Hold on, just pause that real quick.
Wait. Because wait. I want to stay where we at right now. I want to stay where we at right now. New to old.
That's one of them.
That's what I do. I
don't think you heard
this.
the
What I
record.
do.
Wait.
He didn't hear the record.
This is what I
We
do.
hear the switch. We hear
This
the
is
switch.
how I do
They
it.
ain't hear the record
I
you
do
went
it
into.
real. Ain't no game on my stage. Ain't no
All right,
playing
the
on my
first song,
stages.
support.
Put the speaker towards the mic.
Don't put it to your ear. Put
No,
it to-
We're gonna get flagged.
Yeah, that Jay-Z going.
Switch it up.
Stop it and let the crowd go crazy while nothing's on. These are things
Wow.
I brought to the DJ business.
Okay.
This the style of DJing I brought. That you may see people do or whatever try to do. This is the style of DJing I brought. Don't let nobody fool you.
Beautiful.
Kid Capri set the fucking bar in his DJ business.
Beautiful.
Period. Anybody
Beautiful.
want to contest it, see me.
My man.
That's where we at
Why
with it.
Flex doesn't want the
Yo,
smoke.
Flex!
Yeah, why?
Fuck that.
Yo, Flex, there you go.
I'm getting off my
Yo,
humble
you
shit.
talking, right?
This year, I'm not
Wait,
on my
stand
humble
up.
shit. I'm gonna let it be known.
Let's
This
go.
year, I'm not on my humble shit. I'm fucking up everything that get in my way. Period. That's where I'm at with it. Anybody want it, I got the smoke.
Come get the smoke, niggas.
Still here.
Love
Still
it.
here.
And then go sit down and laugh. Go sit down and laugh. Like you didn't just do that.
So this kid drives in the snow to bring me a copy of Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear.
Yeah, right.
1,000 people in CW Post. It's 1 a.m. It ain't no time for no new record. Ain't no time for that. I'm like, yo, you really drove up here with this record, B? Put the headphones on. Boom, boom, boom. Buddha blast. That's all I need to hear. Stop the record. Yo, this that newest shit. I throw the joint on. First listen, crowd goes nuts. That is a rare occurrence when it comes to trying to. We ain't even talking about breaking records. The art of breaking a record. But that's one of those. The Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear, I couldn't believe it. But I heard it, I'm like, damn, this shit sound, it got that bounce.
You talking about guaranteed
Took off.
Smashes
Yeah.
900 number. You know,
I
if
mean,
you wanna,
yeah.
you can go from like you want to go from old to new 900 number. It takes two. You know, Peter Piper. All those records is guaranteed to go. You know. Then if
Anywhere
you wanna
in
go,
the world.
If you want to go a little bit more further up, Dipset records and any Biggie records, all the it's just so much. It's so much. We
yeah.
be doing this shit all day. But it's all how you play them. It's all how you play them and what time you play them and the mood that you setting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a dead ass room. If you don't know how to make that, I'm talking about a room where everybody got top hats and tails on. Everybody got tight and, hey, that type of shit. How you gonna move that room if you don't know how to? You gotta be able to move that room, and that's the hardest room to move because everybody's there, they want to get dirty. Everybody's there, you got the bougie ass crowd, so how do you do that? You gotta be able to move that, the same way you be able to move the hood crowd.
And touching on studying where you gonna go DJ at, that same party I told you about with the NBA guy, on the way up, the radio changes.
Right.
So we driving up and I hear like, it's a Super Cat record that's playing every station. And they playing the Loonies, 5 on it, every station. In New York, the Loonies was, that record came and went.
Right.
Guess what records I played at 2 a.m? That Loonies rang. I would have never done that. But you gotta know where you're going. You gotta know what them records is that's work over there. Right. They don't want to hear the Biggie or whatever, but you need to play what, man, that Loonies rang off so much. I looked at my manager like, yeah, we did that homework.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it
so
worked out.
it could be a record that might not hit here, it gonna hit somewhere else.
Right.
You feel me? So there's tons of records.
I got one question. As DJs, Kid, definitely, because I'm still on the story of you walking over and giving him the nod and saying, yo, kill him. What does it take? Because me and him get into this a lot with as far as MCs on in my comments and shit. What does it take for you to anoint someone? What do you see in a DJ that says this guy's got it? As passionate as you are, as much of a criteria as you have.
When I see he makes it not about him. When I see he makes it not about him. When it becomes about him,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
If he's not paying attention to the crowd, he's not.
You know how many records I play I hate?
Don't start that motherfucking conversation.
Straight up. You know how many records I play? I hate.
Oh yeah, let's go here.
That's
not about
exactly
me.
the conversation.
It's not about
Yeah,
me.
it
It's
is.
about the people that love it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. I do 200 shows a year. And these records are played, before the quarantine, 200 shows a year, 250 shows a year, every year. I brought it down to 200. Remember, I'm the first dude in hip hop to own 2 tour buses. Nobody owned a tour bus in hip hop before me. Everybody was renting them. You know, your album come out, you hop for a little while, you go on tour, send the bus back. I'm doing 9 planes a week. So that's what made me say, you know what, fuck this plane shit, I'm just gonna buy a bus. I bought my first bus, 40 foot, and when I went to go buy it, the people I was buying it from laughed at me like, yo, nobody buys buses, stop playing. Hit him with the bread, big bag, and then came back and bought another bus, bigger. He was like, oh shit. So I did that because I was traveling so much. And you know, so doing 300 shows a year, you move around, you get a chance to see shit, you know what I'm saying, and do shit. So yeah, I was doing that, but I had to come, that's why right now, I don't know if I jumped up the subject, but right now, I'm relaxed. Because being on the road like that, I started yelling at my family and, you know, shit happened, I'll get on that shit, I'll be on it like that. Like it start burning you out after a while. You burn out, you going everywhere, climates, you traveling, going, and people just want what they want. They want a piece of you. They want you to be there, they want you to be the best. They don't care about if you got any fucking rest, if you're healthy.
Yeah.
You know, anything hurts on you, you know,
How did your family adjust to that?
I mean, my family, see that's the thing. My father, my grandfather, all of them, we all in the music business. We all was in the music business, so you know.
So this was tradition.
It's a part of the family, it's in the bloodline, so they leave me my daughter being in love right now. Like she's seen me be on the road and know I wasn't home all the time, but now that she's in it, she understands. This is if you're in this business, you're not gonna be home all the time. You gotta go get the bread. You gotta go do what you gotta do. So that's the choice that we make, and that's why it's not for everybody. Like I said earlier, it's not for, are you really built for this shit? Are you really gonna really put the dedication that you have to put to go into everything, even to when you don't make no bread? Shit like this. I have promoters that'll do everything I ask them to do according to my rider, right? And then I'll come to the city and it starts raining outside. For whatever reason, God made it rain. Made it thunderstorm. 50 people ended up in the club. This dude did everything he was supposed to do, no complaints. He treated me well. I told him, I said, yo, set up another drummer, come back and do it for free. Now that promoter says, you know what? When I'm down, Kid ain't gonna kick me further. He's gonna make sure I got my back. He got my back. Whereas somebody else will say, you know what? Hey, it's an actor, ain't got nothing to do with me. I got my bread, I'm out.
Right.
I don't, that's why they'll have me come back six more times that year to that city and don't even hire nobody else because now they safe. They know if something go wrong, we got their back. They know when we get there, it ain't gonna be a whole bunch of people. It's gonna be my 2 people with me. We're gonna set things up for them and help them, even shit that we ain't supposed to do. And at the end of the day, they're gonna make their bread. If it ain't gonna be dope, and any event they do after that is gonna be the shit.
Is that you not making it about you?
Exactly.
And that's what you look for in other.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Perfect another example. I was going to do a show and this is why I don't take connected flights ever. I took a connected flight this day. And the first plane was delayed and made me miss the second plane. So when I got to Charlotte, I had to do Myrtle Beach. I had to show on Myrtle Beach. When I got to Charlotte, now, because of that, I could have said, you know what? Plane's fucked up. I ain't got to go. Done. I got to Charlotte and called somebody I knew and made them rent me a truck. And I drove 90 miles an hour to fucking Myrtle Beach by myself. I couldn't even get my dues because the plane messed up. They had to put them on another flight. I drove all the way there by myself to get to this place for 50 people. Where I could have just said, nah, I'm going home. It ain't my fault that the plane fucked up.
Right.
But I love what I do so much and care about the people that come and pay to see me that I was willing to do that. Even drive 90 miles and down south, could get pulled over by the Hicks, all that shit. And these are things that people don't see. So when I talk about what I did, if I talk about I'm this and I'm that, and I did this and did that, it's because of all of that. This shit ain't cute. Bust my ass to be where I'm at.
Right.
for a lot of years. Nobody really knows. When they see my movie, they're gonna really see the whole story, everything. But I bust my ass to be here today. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and people gotta know that. And if you take that in any negative way,
it is what it is.
It is what the fuck it is. Straight up.
You're saying more about yourself than you are about you.
That's right.
Take that negative.
That's right. It's bigger than you.
You gotta admire that type of dedication. You have to, because it's not a lot of people. A lot of people are just in it for themselves. They get what they can get, and if they can get a free ride, they'll get the free ride. It's not many people that's gonna say, I don't want the free ride.
Right.
I wanna do my job.
Right. And you gotta be willing to even take shorts and make sure everybody else get theirs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, the boss is, that's when you're a boss, when you could take shorts, when you could take nothing, but make sure everybody else is straight.
That's not a boss, that's a leader. Very different, very different. That's a leader. I consider that a leader. The boss is the dude telling everybody what to do. The leader's out front doing it.
Yeah.
Like showing and proving. No. You get on the plane, I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna make it there though.
And when you create opportunity, everybody that ever worked for me, when they stopped working with me, I made sure they had a situation that they can go to. From bus drivers, to DJs, to producers, to behind the scenes people in the studios, you know, managers, like all kind of people. If they ever got connected with me and they did something where they helped me in a way, I will make sure when they leave me, they had a position. You know, my bus drivers, one of my bus drivers, Rick, Big Rick, he drove for me. He stopped driving for me, started driving for Timberland. Then he became Timberland's manager. Right. Mark, that I owned the first bus with. Because he was with me, he started driving with Lil Wayne. He started driving for Cash Money. He started driving, you know what I'm saying? Like, these, and that's what I'm saying, creating opportunities for other people. I may not give you the money, but I'll create the opportunity so you can get the money.
Facts.
And now everybody thinks that way. And this is what I mean by if you post something and somebody see you post something, help them post the shit. Talk about it. Help them get further. I made a statement the other day. You know, a lot of DJs, we sit here, we play all these artist records that don't give a fuck about you. They don't even call to see if you healthy. They don't call to say, what's up? Are you all right? Need anything? Not that you need it, but a call be like, yo, kid, you good? You straight? You healthy? And I'm not saying just me, just in general. But a DJ put a record out, the DJs won't play the fucking DJ's record. They'll support these dudes that don't care about them. But somebody that's in the same business you doing, with the same struggle you doing, you won't support that. And when you do support it, you leave it out there that you can open the door for yourself. You're blowing the DJ up. You're a DJ. Now you're leaving a leeway for you.
Right.
But you're not thinking that way because you don't want the DJ that is the more talented DJ, the one that has the opportunity now to get further than you. You hating ass.
Yeah.
That's why I always went around them. I always went around them. Nothing gets in the way of what I'm trying to do.
Can't get invited to the party when
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I ain't alone out here. I'm not alone out here, you know what I mean? I felt that heat come from my peers in battle rap.
Yeah.
And now, like, you see, like,
and it's
you
sucker
see
shit.
No battle
It's
rappers
like,
on the show.
you should want to see
Why
me
ain't
do
no
great.
battle rappers on the show?
Because they see you as competition.
Why though?
Because you're better than them.
But that don't matter.
It does to them.
It don't matter because the lane.
Look,
you're creating a lane.
All these dudes,
y'all niggas can eat.
It's a cultural
all
thing,
these
man.
dudes, let me put this out there. All these battle rap dudes, when I'm sitting in my crib and I'm watching fucking Mook and Sirius Jones going at it, right? I said, yo, this is incredible shit. Now I come from the eras of battles, but I'm saying this is some different shit. Then I'm still watching. The one day I'm saying, yo, this shit is crazy. Why this shit ain't on television? These are the most brilliant motherfuckers in the world. Why this shit ain't? And I'm thinking about, y'all been on Def Comedy Jam. They always wanted me to bring them a show to HBO. I just never had a show to bring them.
Right.
And I'm saying, yo, this shit could go to HBO or Showtime because the cursing and everything, the content, it'll move.
Right.
I set the thing up with Lux. Now let's keep that in mind. If you want to talk about any entertainer that was there for the battle rappers first, you got to say me.
Wow.
before a Drake or anybody. I was there way ahead trying to support them. That's why I did the
Facts.
Top Tier album.
Facts.
I shot a 30-minute thing with Lux to bring and brought it to the AMC Theater to move battle rap because I felt like they was getting the short end of the stick. Like battle rappers can't make good records and all this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, nah, these kids is incredible. Like, we gotta do something. So that's when I went to go do it. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and it happened because of technical difficulties of shit that happened with me and Lux. But then it wasn't like it discouraged me and say, yo, I turned on my back. Nah, I went and did an album.
Facts.
90% of them. I ain't know math. When math came to my crib, I did not know math. I didn't know 85, 90% of them. But I was so wanting to do it. Where everybody else said, nah, we ain't battle rap, nah. Nah, y'all niggas is wrong. All they need is direction. All they need is somebody to know. And I went and got these strangers and brought them in my crib. Showed me the utmost respect. Did everything I asked them to do. Played the beat for them, no complaints. Just came in there and made it happen. It made me feel like, yo, I could make records again. If I could do it like this and there's no problems and everybody's good, then that's where I'm at right now with the 4 albums. And that's one of the albums.
Top Tier. Stay tuned.
Top Tier.
Stay tuned. Oh, man.
This was a good one, right?
Rapping again. Yes, I
a
knew
good
it was
one.
going to be a good one. I had a little concern, though, because when Ted walked in, y'all ain't like hug or nothing. I was like, wait, hold on.
We don't hug.
You know, nah.
I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I divine this shit. Sometimes I divine this shit.
Family, like this ain't even
The Bloods and Crips have unity. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
of course, no. This phone ring all the time, man. This ain't no.
There was
Talk about y'all
flood on.
I gotta ask.
The flood. What's the question?
Got the flood on.
Oh yeah, I got the flood. You gave me this a long time ago. My battery I just realized died.
Yeah, mine too.
What happens on Earth stays on Earth. How did that?
Kendrick Lamar.
Where did that come from?
Kendrick called me and said, I'm doing this album, I want you to be a part of it. So he comes here to New York. I meet him downtown. I go in the booth, I say all this shit. He had all this stuff that he wrote. I said all the shit I said. And then I asked him, I said, yo, you could have had Battle Cat, DJ Pooh, all the West Coast legends on this album. What you come get me for? He was like, That's exactly what he said. He said, I know exactly what you did for the music business. I know what you did for the DJ business. He said, it's my honor to have you on this album. He said, because you're the authenticity. And that's what I want this album to present. So when he said that to me, I knew he knew what it was. It wasn't a thing where he knew the story, he knew the history.
Right.
And to be honest with you, when he put me on that album, he brought me to a whole new audience that I might not have had or might have heard of Kid Capri, but now they got a chance to go back and see what I do. My voice was being heard in countries I've never been to. You know what I'm saying? And I was through the whole album. You know what I'm saying? So, and I wish we could have did a lot more, like be on stage and do shows and shit like that. He didn't need me, of course, but if we would have did some things together, it would have been through the roof. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful for where I'm at with it. I'm on an album the only hip hop album that won a Pulitzer Award ever.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How did the Jay-Z record happen?
Which one?
It's like that.
Because when I was on the tour and I was doing my album at the time I was on the tour and I was playing Hard Knock Life, that 45 King gave me on the beat on a acetate. It was just a beat. So I was playing that in the arena. And Jay must have came out to see my show in the third or fourth show. And he heard me playing this when I came out on my second come out. I used to come out first to open the show, and then I came out after the intermission and did another show. And I used to start with the Hard Knock Life beat. And all these white people and all these people used to walk up to me and say, yo, how'd you get this drum beat behind the Annie record? They was just amazed by this shit. So this fourth show, Jay must have been out there and he ran out. He said, yo, kid, what the fuck is that? I said, you want it? I said, you like that? He said, yeah. I said, you want it? He said, hell yeah. So I put him on the phone with 45, came right there in the arena. 2 weeks later, he left the tour because they gave him a dressing room, which wasn't a dressing room. They had him in a hallway with a moving wall. They made this like a moving wall that made his dressing room. So he was like, yo, I'm out. Done. And I gave him Hard Knock Life on top of that. So he went home to go record Hard Knock Life. Next thing you know, his biggest record of his career.
Yeah.
And it's like that. You asked me about it. It's like,
Right.
being that I was doing my album was supposed to come out 6 months before his album did. He licensed my record on my album to that album. And that's how I won the Grammy, because it was on there. So I won twice.
That's crazy.
Dope shit.
That's crazy. So much history.
Dope shit. But Jay, my manager, Christy, she started Rockefeller with Jay and Dane. She was doing my work in Rockefeller offices. She was booking my work and everything. And at the time, Jay, he only had Ain't No Nigga out, right? But he wasn't getting booked a lot because Jay had a thing where he's just rhyme in one spot. He didn't move around the stage a lot. Right? So we used to do, I would have some kind of shows that sometimes Jay would come on it, or I would come and hook his Apollo show up. You know, then when we went to Cancun, he behind me in Cancun, I'm blowing him up crazy in Cancun. This shit was massive the way Cancun was. That shit was bananas. So all of that happened, and then around the time Hard Knock Life came, that was it. That was when the doors opened in a whole different way for him. He had the Ain't No Nigga, he had the Dead Presidents, but when that Hard Knock Life hit,
biggest album today.
Biggest album today, biggest record, biggest selling record for him. But he's mega. He's somewhere else with it right now. But I'm very proud of him. You know what I'm saying? You know, he did it with class. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. You know, he represent New York well. He ain't compromise his shit. He ain't compromise himself. You know, and he made great music, and he's creating opportunities for other people. Can't be mad at that.
Nice. How many billionaires are we at now in hip hop?
Hov, I
Puff.
think Dre. I don't know if Diddy and Kanye.
Diddy depends what month we in. Like Billy, then he'll spend some money and come, you know what I mean? You never know what Diddy.
But Diddy's up there.
I've never heard him announce. I'm not sure he ever announced. That's not a yes, that's not a no. I've never heard him. I'm not sure he ever announced. I know Kanye announced, Jay was announced, Dr. Dre was announced. I don't know if Dre is still there. But I know those three definitely announced.
Not a lot, though.
No,
Not a lot.
That's not
definitely
a number. That's not an easy number to get
Handful
to.
of-
B.
If that.
It's $1 billion.
Look, from where it started, what are we like? 30 years?
Closer
30,
to 40.
40.
Closer to 40.
40?
Yeah.
40. It might be 40 plus, but
Amazing.
You never know. It might be like 5 more in the next 10.
Maybe. Closer than that.
God willing.
Sooner than that. The way things are going now.
Yeah.
This Bitcoin is moving.
Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah. Well, Bitcoin, I'm losing on Bitcoin right now. Chris, you got
the mana coin?
I'm on the Cash App Bitcoin shit. I mean, you know.
You got to get the mana coin.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's the one that your shit grow. My man said he put his money in that. 2 hours later, he had $10,000. He put like 500, and 2 hours later, he had 10,000.
It's gonna be the currency, the go-to currency for the Facebook meta world. So think of all the people that's on Facebook that's gonna go operate on that and put your money in there now. Hey, you heard it?
I'm losing money, man.
Maybe
I'm losing money, man. I put 1,000 in there. It's some bullshit.
He lost a few dollars.
There's some bullshit going on.
A few dollars.
All right, last club question I'm gonna ask. At the end of the night, everything was winding down. I used to watch these movies, and it would be like that time of the night where the slow jams would come on. You know what I mean? And I always looked forward to that, like getting older, because you know I used to dance with my moms. My moms ain't doing the hip dances.
the house
She's
party
doing
era,
the slow
though.
dances with me. So I'm like, okay, I know how to slow dance. You know what I mean? I can't wait till I get to that age. But by the time I got to that age, there was no slow jams, bro. They're completely out of the club. What happened?
I start my parties with slow jams.
You start them with
Today, I start first with slow music. Why? Gets all the women crazy. Automatically. It's about the women first. Dudes gonna be there because the women's there. So you take care of them later. The women, and I know I had a show called No Panty Sundays that I was doing on the net. Jeez, right?
Let's go.
It's all slow, sexy shit.
Right.
And how it started, I had a show called the Block Party Live Mixtape where I was playing all these hard beats and all this hard shit. And I'm finding all these women on my show listening to all this hard shit. And I said, you know, one day I'm gonna create a show for y'all. This girl said, No Pants Sundays. I was like, No Pants Sundays? I was like, nah, we're gonna call it No Panty Sundays. First show I did, 60,000 women. Goddamn, there was so many women.
Wow.
And it just went on. Every Sunday I would do it. So I would play shit. You know, I come from the 70s. I come from the soul music. I come from this. I knew a lot of shit that people never even heard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would play on this show, and it just gave me the idea to just play it in the parties. And one night I went to the party. Well, I was doing it already, but when I started coming back into it, I started playing certain things, certain slow shit in the party. And one joint I did, damn girls was in there falling out. So I just kept doing it. And I just did it, Houston. First record I started off with was, I'ma leave the door open.
Jim, we gotta go to a Kid Capri party, you heard?
Nothing
We
like
gotta
it.
go, son. We
Ain't
gotta
nothing
go.
like it, baby.
We gotta go.
No
Ain't
draws
nothing like
for the
it.
applause.
So,
That was pertinent though, something that you said. I just want to hit on that. So the
This is
music.
the first thing he said since he been in here.
yeah, right.
I was waiting for him to talk.
This is what he does. You don't watch the show, this is what he does.
Okay.
speak when it's pertinent, and this is a point that you made.
Right.
So the reason the music would be slow at the end of the club is because the DJ is responsible for the mood of the people. The DJ is actually the cure of our community. And a lot of DJs now don't know that or don't understand that. Right. So at the end in the middle of the thing, if you're playing this hyped up music, you've raised the energy of the people,
Right.
and they drinking alcohol and everything like that.
Right.
These dudes gonna go outside and kill each other.
Right. Gotta calm them
Everything
down.
like
Get them
that.
out of there.
The DJ have to play the slow music to bring the tempo down and calm
Yeah.
everything down.
And
But
then-
that's an example of a club, but it's really the world. It's
Really,
really the world.
Right.
If the DJ was in control right now, more so of the music that was being played, how it was being played, we might have a different situation right now in the world.
Right.
I miss the days when DJs were the legitimate gatekeepers. I miss the
Yeah.
days when y'all said what was
Yes.
dope, what was whack, who could rhyme, who was corny. Like
Yeah.
I miss the days
Like-
when gatekeepers got a bad taste in the mouth now. But when we had gatekeepers, the level was high. The MCing level was high. You couldn't just walk into the
You
studio
just couldn't walk in.
because
It
somebody
mattered
would tell
if
you.
you could rap or not.
That's what I was saying
Now it
earlier.
don't
But it was
matter.
off the strip.
Everybody
Y'all
had a
Internet,
deal.
man.
Everybody
Internet.
that had a deal was because they were special enough to get that deal.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Regardless if they made a hit record, not everybody gonna make a hit. It's not easy to make a hit. You know what I'm saying? But you were special because you got that deal and you could provide a service in a certain way. Now, if everybody could be a battle rapper, they would. If everybody could cut hair, they would. If everybody could sing, they would.
Right.
But everything ain't for everybody, so you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I just think that a lot of things got lost because there's so much accessibility.
Right.
And we dumbed it down so it could be for
It's
everybody.
so much accessibility, nothing special no more. Like I seen certain artists, I'm gonna keep their, I ain't gonna say the name, but I seen certain artists.
damn it.
Hold on. I seen a
Can't
certain
do that,
artist
man.
Yes, you
taking
can.
pictures of itself, post a picture of itself, no comment in the caption. And I'm saying, I called him, dog, you know who you are? You know how many people know you? Don't do that.
Show yourself, you know, doing something with the kids in the studio. Don't take a picture of yourself, no cap. We know what you look like. You know you want to be seen.
Right.
Right, like we can see that. A real nigga could look at you and say, yeah, this thing want to be seen. Now imagine 10 million people that know you, they got that opinion too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what happens is, you get caught up in the instant gratification of having this thing in our hand.
Right.
And nobody can stop us. You can do what you want, and you want attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That attention is the root of all evil. It ain't money no more.
It's the new currency.
Yeah.
Right. So and the person I said this to said, you know what, OG? You right. I still knew Cash got the phone in my face.
I've been scheming since you said it.
Think about that.
He did the voice. It's somebody. Who is it?
Stamp that. Stamp that. Go.
Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. Whose voice is that? Who did that?
Yo, man, words.
You know what?
Sound like a little bit of Snoop
Out of
in
town. Somebody out of town. Somebody out of town.
Hit the comments, people.
Definitely
You know who it is.
somebody out of town. Nobody here.
We'll figure it out.
But, you know, you gotta just watch your moves, man. I use this shit like a promoter. I don't use it for the simple fact of I just want to be seen. Nah, I use it like a promoter. I want you to see what I'm doing, be influenced by it, know that I'm moving okay, and that's it. But even when I was on the lives, when I was on my shows on the lives, when I seen the quarantine hit, and I seen all these different things going on, it just made me say, you know what? We got promoters looking at this shit, and I get paid a lot of money, and I want to continue getting paid a lot of money, but a promoter looking at us just doing this shit, they're going to think we thirsty, so that value ain't going to be there no more, so pull back. Yeah. You up there, you begging for a cash app. Not that people shouldn't pay you. They should pay you. If you up there DJing, you burning electricity, you working, people should want to send bread to you.
Right.
You entertaining them. But the narrative changed when in the middle of people's misery, in the middle of people fucked up, don't know what's gonna happen in the next couple of days, you're telling them, yo, send $50 in my cash app. Let me see who can send $20 in my cash app. Yo, send $30 in my cash app. You make the business that took care of me and a lot of others. Dummy down. You make it's like we some thirsty, like, you know what I mean? You don't see nobody else in a different profession doing this shit. It's just us doing it.
Right.
So now you got promoters watching this. Then I made the point. Y'all doing this shit. IG and all these things are letting us rock. We're not supposed to be playing music up there. They're letting us do it because of the situation. And now you begging for money? Mariah Carey sees her record being played up there. Y'all begging for money. Yo, Columbia or Sony, yo, they playing my shit. Yeah, you're right. How long they been playing your shit? Let's take it back. Now they cutting you off. I said this. They're gonna cut us off. Y'all keep doing it. And no sooner as I said it, what happened?
Wow.
Because when we get something as our people,
Right.
we go overboard with the shit. Somebody one day said tattoo. Everybody fucking went and got a tattoo. Somebody said hookah. Everybody started smoking hookah. You don't know what the fuck hookah is. But as soon as it catches on, you know, so I try to stay away from that type of stuff. I try to dibble in stuff and not try to overboard shit.
That mentality is why we
Yo,
want
bro,
you
you
to...
drive me crazy with this fucking phone.
That mentality is why we want you earlier to go 360 with it, is why we want you to film the good shit that you do. That exact same mentality. We want you to show when Khaled sends 5 racks instead of 25. We want you to show that because it's the same, that reverberates. You now make it cool for people who were just looking for somebody to copy.
Not only that, but we seeing too much of the wrong shit.
Right. People who do foul shit never have a problem recording.
But here's the problem I have. Ever. Here's the problem I have with that. I'm an iconic dude in this business.
Right.
Right? I got maybe 500,000 followers on my IG, which I'm cool with that. Grateful for that. But let a chick show her ass. She got 3 million. She ain't did shit in the business. She ain't did nothing to change people's lives. She ain't did nothing for you. Where y'all motherfuckers tripping over each other's feet to like all these women shit that will not like your shit.
You don't
will do nothing for you.
But you don't know whose life was changed when they saw the circumference on that thing. You know what I mean? You don't know whose life is changed. No, I feel what you're saying, though.
You feel what I'm saying?
But it is what it is. You're liking pictures. You're not liking, I don't like your lifestyle. I'm liking
Right, but that
you know what I mean?
same energy won't go into somebody that really, really, really put the work in. You will break your neck because you've seen a fat ass or some titties or a pretty face. You will break your fucking neck to go to our OnlyFans. You will break your neck for likes. You will break your neck to try to all this shit. But this dude that take care of kids, this dude that creates opportunity for other people, this dude that's always doing good shit for people, this dude that always got something positive to say, you won't support that.
But here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
The same way you created the other trends, there goes another one. Let's all work on that. Let's all work on giving the right people attention.
Right.
And praise and support. If you got a homeboy that's doing something and you ain't never reposted his shit. Matter of fact, if you watch this show, you watched probably about 30, 40 episodes of this thing. We got 96?
Yep.
96. You've never reposted this? Then fuck you. But, real talk. Real talk. Support what you love.
Yeah.
Keep it alive. Keep it out there.
Real shit.
Ah.